Starting with the Iron Man evaluations, this video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 51, The Deepest Trench on Earth. Do you want to experience the charm of the ocean? Do you know that human exploration of the ocean is only 5%? Do you know that there is a trench on the Earth where fewer people have reached than those who have landed on the moon? Do you know that even to this day, the depth of that trench is still in doubt? And today, we will use the special deep sea stealth suit, that is, the deep sea walking equipment, to go deep into the trench, known as the deepest part of the world's ocean. Let us experience the greatness of the ocean together. The voice fell. Pingfan ignored the barrage of water friends in the live broadcast room asking for the evaluation of the gene recombinant modern HUO's Kanglong, and chose the last one, the deep sea walking equipment. The wormhole in the sky was torn again, as spectacular as ever. In the wormhole, a flat and long paper box only 1 meter long was slowly squeezed out and fell down. Unboxing. Without any pause. As soon as Pingfan got the paper box, he unboxed it. After opening the paper box, there was only a palm-sized light blue 5-pointed star inside. The deep sea walking equipment was produced in 2307 and developed by the Huakshakai and Lan Research Institute. It is also made of new nanographene materials and has strong pressure resistance, heat resistance and cold resistance. This set of equipment is enough to help us go deep into the 10,000 meter deep trench without any other equipment. As he said, Pingfan placed the light blue 5-pointed star flat on his palm and patted it gently. Soon, a black tight diving suit wrapped around Pingfan's body. The black color reflected a little bright light in the sun, like bathing in starlight. At this moment, the deepest trench in the world, the Mariana Trench, is in front of me, and now, let's experience its mystery together. After the voice fell, the diving suit continued to wrap until it formed a hood, wrapping Pingfan's whole body. This set of equipment is also equipped with a liquid oxygen conversion function. It can absorb oxygen from seawater and convert it for use by the staff in the suit. Because it is made of graphene material and is equipped with a liquid oxygen conversion layer, there are only 3 sets of this set of equipment in 2307. 2 of them are left in scientific research institutes, and the other one is purchased by a wealthy businessman who loves diving. As for the price, I think everyone should have heard of the Mingcheng Huadao chicken cup. I don't know if you can do it. It's probably worth 2 or 3 of it. After saying that, Pingfan let out a long breath, walked to the edge of the island, jumped, and fell directly into the sea. The video recorder also dived into the ocean with him. As for Iron Man, he has always been there, hiding in a place where the video recorder can't shoot. Of course, the one wearing Iron Man is naturally number 2. Pingfan dived into the sea. Fortunately, he didn't rush to eat the tremor fruit, otherwise the sea water would be his grave, and this live broadcast would have to be done by number 2. Fuck, Mariana Trench, what are you wearing to jump into the sea? Isn't this suicide? Live broadcast to show us how you are squeezed into a meat pie? How crazy is this broken thing so valuable? And a chicken cup. It's not even a carbon fiber space material, and you're still bragging. What do you know above? You'd better check what graphene is. We haven't fully mastered the technology of this material yet, okay? It's much more precious than carbon fiber. It seems that so far, only 3 or 4 people have dived into the Mariana Trench in the ocean. After accurately finding the location of the trench, Pingfan began to dive and introduce it. I'm currently 1 to 3 meters underwater, which is the depth of ordinary people swimming and playing in the sea. Continue to dive. I'm now 15 to 30 meters underwater. This is a place suitable for diving corals. You can see that these corals are beautiful and bright like flowers. At this moment, I'm at a depth of about 40 meters. Generally, amateur recreational divers only reach this depth for training. Look, the dense schools of fish in the distance look like the Milky Way in the ocean. These thousands of fish are all 4-lined eagles. They are delicious when steamed. Up master, big boss of the world, hurry up and catch a few. Dinner is ready. Look over there, right in front of the camera. That big red and spotted fish. Red star grouper. It costs 300 UN a pound. I think that one must be at least 10 pounds or 8 pounds. Catch it. Red star grouper? Isn't it delicious with red star erguotao? Pingfan can also see the barrage of major live broadcast rooms through the split screen transmitted in his mind. If the anchor doesn't catch one, I will unfollow him immediately. Yes, let us landlubbers feel the fun of diving and catching fish. What a pity. Why explore the ocean? Can't you just go fishing in this outfit? Where's the spear gun? Do you know the rules of divers? I'm a diver now. Not only me, but anyone, when diving, cannot touch any marine life. There are rules for sea fishing and diving, but I'm just a deep sea exploration diver. After explaining, Pingfan continued to dive. Now we are at a depth of 60 meters in the ocean. This is the activity depth of large predators, killer whales. I think everyone is familiar with it. Everyone, look. Pingfan, who continued to dive, suddenly felt happy and pointed to a place not far away. Look there, that big fish. On the screen, a huge fish with stars dotted on its back appeared. Whale shark, the largest fish in the world. The one in front of me may not be very big, with an estimated body length of about 10 to 12 meters. The current ocean depth is 75 meters, which is the depth suitable for whale sharks to move. Fuck, the anchor is in danger. Why don't you run away quickly? Be careful or I'll stuff you in the gap between my teeth. Is this anchor an idiot? Is he mentally retarded? A whale shark that is just over 10 meters long dares to say it is the largest fish in the world. Where did you put my blue whale daddy? The person upstairs will go back to kindergarten for a few years. The blue whale is a mammal. You can say it is the largest animal that has ever lived in the world, but you can't say it is a fish. For example, if I say you are the smartest dog in the world, do you think it is reasonable? What are you explaining to an idiot? Watch the live broadcast carefully. I heard that sharks are not interested in humans. I don't know if it is true. It doesn't matter. If you encounter a whale shark, you can swim with it. Under normal circumstances, there are very few signs that sharks will attack humans. Because humans are unfamiliar to it, it will also feel scared. Moreover, my equipment has the ability to protect itself. Pingfan carries a nano god level middle finger with him, which can transform water element in the sea at any time, and then launch an attack. Soon, the whale sharks swam away, and Pingfan continued to dive. The ocean here is 150 meters deep, and the light visible and the water is only 1% of that on the surface. If it weren't for the built-in lighting function of the video recorder, all you would see now would be darkness. Host, look, something seems to be approaching you. Is it true? Host, is it a water ghost? That is. Chapter 52, God level middle finger new function. Giant squid, damn, I know this kind of sea monster. It's over. Sea monster, pray for the anchor. Several soft and huge tentacles quietly reached out to Pingfan in the sea water. That tentacle was almost as thick as Pingfan's waist. Whoosh. 2 air currents were generated under Pingfan's feet, which helped him successfully get rid of the encirclement of those tentacles. He had discovered it long ago. This is a giant octopus. It's not the giant squid you mentioned in the barrage. It seems that I'm lucky. I saw a whale shark and a giant octopus. This thing is also called a deep sea monster. It has a head, eyes and a tail. It usually lives in waters below 100 meters deep. As he was explaining, the giant octopus swung its 2 tentacles again and slapped Pingfan. I don't want to hurt you. Pingfan triggered the nano god level middle finger, absorbed a small part of the water element in the ocean, and launched a counterattack against the octopus. Bang! When a stream of water shot out from his fingers and hit the giant octopus, a silver white solid with a metallic luster was also pulled out, piercing the giant octopus like an arrow. Fortunately, the water column was faster and repelled the giant octopus, and the metal solid did not hurt it. What's going on? Before Pingfan could figure out what the metal that burst out from his fingers was, he saw that the water area where the metal floated was still bubbling. The water temperature around was also gradually rising. Did the anchor use the nano god level middle finger again? Can it convert element and launch attacks? I know what the metal is. The people above are quick to tell me. Don't keep me in suspense. I'm not satisfied with the author's timing when reading novels, but you're pretending to be cool. Be careful of the thunder that will hit you on the road. Everyone give me a follow. Follow me 1,000 times, and I'll explain it right away. Let me explain. Since the anchor is an element converted from seawater is rich in salt, and salt contains a large amount of sodium. This kind of thing has two characteristics. One is that it is easy to spontaneously combust, and the other is that it releases heat when it comes into contact with water. Fortunately, the amount of these sodium metals is not very large, otherwise it will explode. What's the explosion? Boom. With a loud bang, the piece of metal sodium that flew dozens of meters away suddenly exploded in the seawater. The powerful air wave hit the seawater and threw Leaping Fan out a long distance again. Soon, the 3 major live broadcast rooms simultaneously posted a striking reminder. This video is risky. Do not imitate it. This line of slogans is enlarged and bold. There is no way. Try someone else. It would have been blocked long ago. Is the anchor scared silly? Or was his brain injured by the explosion? Fortunately, the ocean has a large capacity, and this small explosion did not have much impact. The giant octopus reacted quickly. It fled like crazy when the water temperature just rose. Otherwise, it would have been fried to death. The anchor could have a deep sea eating broadcast. Leaping Fan was of course not scared. He just suddenly discovered another function of this nano god level middle finger separating element. So, can he extract palladium to maintain the energy of steel armor? Great. I have to study it when I go back. Ahem. I was just defending myself. Now keep diving. At a depth of 300 meters, we found a giant crab, also known as a spider crab. It is the largest crustacean in existence. It stretches more than 4 meters long and has a lifespan of up to 100 years. Just where Leaping Fan's eyes were, a spider with a pink body and several pairs of long legs was crawling slowly. Of course, although it looks like a spider, it is really a crab. This thing needs to be steamed. A family can't finish it. Steaming is the best. Add some soy sauce and vinegar to stick it to it. You can also stir fry it with millet and chili. I'm drooling. Everything can be eaten. China's food broadcasting journey. Fuck you. A good deep sea exploration has been turned into an eating show by you. I have to buy 2 crabs and steam them for dinner later. Rules. The host is a diving staff member now, not a foodie. Bar. Eating show. The current depth is 500 meters. As we dive deeper, we will see fewer and fewer marine life. This is also the maximum depth that the blue whale, the largest animal in terms of volume, can dive to. The current depth is 828 meters underwater. This is the depth of the world's largest building, the Dubai Tower, 1000 meters underwater. If I hadn't been wearing this protective suit, I would have been crushed to death instantly if I appeared here. As you can see, there are very few biological footprints here. The giant squid mentioned in the comments of the fans before, the kind that often fights with sperm whales, lives in this depth of water. Unfortunately, we didn't see it. After explaining, Leaping Fan continued to dive. At a depth of 2000 meters, there is a creature called the black dragonfish. It's a pity that we didn't see it. If you are interested, you can check it out yourself. If you have seen the movie Venom and know what the black dragonfish looks like, you may think it is the prototype of Venom. Well, we have just passed the maximum diving depth of the sperm whale, and we are about to see a spectacular scene. As the voice sounded, Leaping Fan accelerated his dive. Not long after, a colorful coral reef appeared in front of him, adding a touch of bright color to the originally dark, deep, and boundless sea. It was like a deep sea dragon palace. Here, 3,800 meters deep in the sea, is the depth of the Titanic shipwreck. Of course, it didn't sink here. I just listed the depth. The magnificent coral reef jungle flashed by, and Leaping Fan continued to dive. At the depth of 4,500 meters in the ocean, where the anchor is now, there lives a fish with an extremely good looking appearance. Its name is anglerfish. Doesn't it sound very nice? Go to Baidu. Here, there is another fish called the black swallowing eel. Its body can be retracted and expanded freely, and it can swallow food that is twice as big as itself. The anchor is really knowledgeable and knows a lot of things. Why do I feel that the anchor has done his homework in advance? This knows too much. Are you stupid? Didn't the anchor just know what props to review? He just loves to learn. Makes sense. Leapingfan continued to dive. This set of equipment allowed him to ignore any ocean pressure and dive towards the bottom of the sea easily. At this time, the deep sea is 6,000 meters. Suddenly, Leapingfan stopped diving and floated in the ocean. Going forward, we are about to officially step into the Mariana Trench, the deepest trench in the world. This time, in addition to exploring the trench, we will also officially test and measure the specific depth of this trench. For many years, many countries have sent people to test it, but they have always doubted the test data. We are going to create a miracle. Now, we will officially go deep into the Mariana Trench. Chapter 53. When the current appeared in front of Leapingfan, he panicked. The next moment, a shadow appeared not far in front of him, passing quickly in the ocean. Because the ocean was too dark, and the thing was moving very fast, Leapingfan did not see its original appearance. But, he saw a little. It was a big guy. At least compared to him, it was almost the same. Here, more than 11,000 meters below the deep sea, this kind of marine creature actually appeared. You know, previous studies have shown that the limit of biological survival is 8,370 meters. What on earth is it? In an instant, Leapingfan's body was covered with inverted hairs, and he was very nervous. With a whoosh, the turbulent ocean current passed behind him again. This time, Leapingfan turned around at a very fast speed. He didn't see anything, only a torrent left after the thing swam quickly. Predators like to circle their prey before hunting them. That's right, the thing gradually approached him. Although it was not very obvious, it could still be felt. Whoosh. Just when Leapingfan was extremely nervous, he heard the sound of something swimming quickly behind him again. He saw it a little more clearly. What if, could it be? A not so good idea emerged in his mind. How he hoped that this idea was absurd and impossible. But, he did see something just now. Turn off the live broadcast. This was Leapingfan's only thought at this time. If it was really that thing, it must not be exposed to the public, which would cause a sensation. Mermaid, such a creature, how could it appear? Just when Leapingfan wanted to cut off the live broadcast, that thing appeared in front of him, facing the video recorder. At the same time, in the live broadcast room, the barrage changed. What happened just now? Why did the anchor suddenly feel solemn? Yes, the anchor did not find something in such a deep sea. Everyone, look at the string of water splashes in front of the video. It is clear that something swam past quickly, and judging from the size of the water splashes, it is probably not an ordinary small fish or shrimp. I knew it. How could there be no living creatures under the sea 10,000 meters below? Humans just don't have the ability to explore. Host, run quickly, or tell me what happened. Although Leapingfan was wearing a diving suit and couldn't see his face clearly, he still revealed an invisible sense of tension. Very nervous. I saw it. What is that thing? The size is similar to that of a human. I'm dying. Could it be an underwater demon? Oh my god. That's a mermaid. I'm definitely not mistaken. It has fins on its back, and its palms are similar to frog feet. Hello, this live broadcast has been closed. Please look forward to the next broadcast by the host. A prompt was sent out from each major live broadcast platform. Although Leapingfan closed the live broadcast room in time, the scene of the mermaid rushing towards him was also captured. At the Institute of Geology and Biology, many researchers were stunned. Their screens had a recording function, so they immediately switched back to the screen and reduced the frame rate. Then, they really saw a mermaid, a blue thing all over. It was indeed a mermaid. The mermaid I saw at the end of the underground passage in the ocean house. It has blue skin, fins, and gill slits on both sides of its jaws. It's it. There's no mistake. Haha. The mermaid missed the attack. Leapingfan successfully avoided it. It did not attack again. Its fins kept shaking, and it made low humming sounds from its mouth. Can the mermaid gene keep it diving to such a depth? To be honest, Leapingfan is not very afraid of mermaids. Especially, he is now wearing a nano god level middle finger. It's easy to kill it. At first, Leapingfan thought that this mermaid must be very dangerous, so he was locked in a cage-like prison. Later, because the first live broadcast was rated A, he had the authority to know what the props to be evaluated were 1 day in advance. Moreover, not only did he know the name of the props, but he could also know some detailed information. The mermaid gene drug was first born in 2532, only 1 year earlier than the Ocean House Fortress. In other words, this mermaid is a test product. It was imprisoned, perhaps not because of danger, but as a guinea pig for observation and recording. You are an incomplete product. Pingfan spoke, his voice transmitted in the sea water. If he was not in a hurry to broadcast live, he would have intended to meet this mermaid. Because, when looking at the mermaid gene potion, there was an introduction that the original potion that was first born had defects, and human genes and fish genes could not be perfectly integrated, and would eventually die. And the prop he evaluated was a perfect version born after countless experiments. It can allow humans to perfectly integrate fish genes and completely transform into mermaids. It's a pity this mermaid couldn't understand Pingfan's words. Perhaps the language of the future world has been updated again, or perhaps it has changed into a mermaid and can no longer communicate with humans. While the mermaid opened its mouth, revealing a row of shark-like teeth, very sharp, the fins on its body trembled faster and faster, which was a posture ready to launch an attack. Pingfan put away his compassion and sighed. There is no way. Some things are not something he can change. Although he could go to the system to get a loan and buy the mermaid gene drug. But what's the use? This guy doesn't belong here. Moreover, why should he borrow money to save it? Just because it's pitiful? No, there are countless pitiful people in this world, but they can't be saved by pity alone. I think turning into a fish may not be what you want in your heart. That's right. Pingfan doesn't care what the fish thinks, as long as he wants it, it's enough. It's also possible that for this mermaid, being able to live is the greatest luxury, no matter what it becomes. But unfortunately, King Leoli doesn't think so. I think you want to die. Then you just want to die. In that case, I will give you relief. Boom. A strong column of water burst out from his fingers. Like dense arrows solidified by water, it shot quickly at the mermaid. If he doesn't do it, the mermaid has no intention of giving up. Or maybe, the mermaid has long wanted to end it in this way. As the water column pierced the mermaid's body, the pale blue skin on its body faded a little bit, and the fins gradually fell off. Thank you. The mermaid spoke, saying something that Pingfan could understand. My code name is Mandragora, Green Man. Before the mermaid finished speaking, Pingfan jumped towards the sea. He couldn't listen anymore. As the water column rushed over, it also brought a high content of sodium element, which had caused the nearby water to heat up sharply. Finally, behind him, it ended with a shocking explosion. This live broadcast also came to an end. The mermaid who traveled through time and space 500 years later was annihilated in the endless flames, leaving nothing in this world, as if he had never appeared. It was cruel, but there was no way. Pingfan didn't dare to gamble, and he didn't dare to be soft-hearted. He wouldn't save something that was completely unknown, and might pose a great threat to him. No, he had long been resentful of humans. You are pitiful, you were born in the wrong era, but there is nothing you can do. Can the future really be changed? Moreover, according to the time paradox, the mermaid's death in the past does not mean that she will die in the future. It is just that she died in the present time period, and in the future she will still be a pitiful mermaid imprisoned in a cage and allowed to be studied by scientists. The First Mermaid. Chapter 54. A gamble. A bicycle turns into a motorcycle. The live broadcast is over, but the sensation on the internet is not small. Of course, to this day, there are still countless people who think that this is just a special effects live broadcast, and the blogger is a technical geek. Through the knowledge he understands, and the technology he has mastered, he produced special effects evaluation videos, and live broadcast content. But, some people know, this is real. Just like Song Wanling, and her team of travel friends who were rescued by the Iron Man armor. Just like everyone on Mr. Zhao's yacht, and those poor and miserable pirates subdued by Iron Man. Just like the lucky audience who have participated in Pingfan's evaluation video, and live broadcast interaction. just like the warships of various countries that are still entrenched in the Garden Strait at this moment. They all know that this is a real person, but they don't know who this person is, and they don't know if this person is from the future. For them, Pingfan is everything he holds in his hands, all myths, and sounds like a strange story from heaven. Mermaids, how can such creatures really exist? This kind of thing is a bit too dreamy. There are creatures in the deep Mariana Trench. More than 8,000 meters is not the limit of creatures. There is a mermaid on the seabed. Mermaids are real, but they have not been discovered by humans for so many years because of their different living environment and their physiques that can live under extremely high sea pressure. The secrets of the sea are endless, and we humans are still too small. Everyone in the Institute of Geology and Biology watched Pingfan's live video countless times, especially the scene where the mermaid appeared. They invited countless experts to identify whether there was a synthetic factor. The conclusion is that it is real and effective. The video content was directly captured by the camera, unless the mermaid was pretended by a person made by Macup and other technologies. There is no way. The scene where the mermaid appeared in the video was very short, not enough to observe the details. But, is it possible? That is the bottom of the sea. In a trench 11,000 meters deep, the pressure is as high as more than 1,100. Can people really dive there without taking any protective measures? I got it back, Dean. According to the information from the evaluator's account, the research samples he brought back from the Mariana Trench were placed outside the research gate. I found them. A staff member of the research institute was holding a bag, which contained the mineral samples collected by Pingfan from the depths of the Mariana Trench. Very good. Start researching these samples immediately. We must find strong evidence to prove the new highest depth of biological limits. By the way, the leader of Beijing Palace rented the evaluator's space anti-gravity test field during the live broadcast. Can we also rent the seabed walking equipment in the evaluator's hand? Yes, it is made of new graphene materials. I think it must be very attractive and will definitely subvert the world. Everyone made suggestions, showing excitement. Only the dean shook his head. First of all, that equipment will still be worth hundreds of millions in the future. How much money can you afford to rent it? Moreover, even if someone is willing to rent it to you, can you dive from the sea surface to the bottom of the sea alone like the reviewer? That's the Mariana Trench. Do you know what he encountered? Whale sharks, giant crabs, giant octopuses, and the mermaids who tried to attack him. Can we escape unscathed? In addition to these, there are even more unimaginable dangers on the seabed. Killer whales, blue whales, giant squids, and so on. Moreover, these are all known dangerous animals. Don't forget that the mermaids discovered this time will never be the last unknown creatures discovered by humans. We don't have steel armor, no nano god level finger gloves. Pingfan didn't plan to rent out this set of equipment, nor did he plan to replace it with the system for the time being. There is no other reason. It's because this set of clothes has a nano shrinking function and is easy to carry. Moreover, he still has a devil fruit that he didn't want to eat. Pingfan really doesn't want to become a landlubber in the sea. Although he doesn't like swimming, he still likes the sea. Oh, mainly the beach. The beach in summer is so beautiful. The big white waves, coupled with the golden sand, make you want to drool, no matter how you look at it. Jarvis, do you have a recording function? Pingfan, lying on the bed in the dormitory, looked at the ceiling with empty eyes and asked in his mind. That's right. He returned to school. Iron Man returned to the ocean house. At this moment, the one wearing steel armor was number 2 who could be controlled by his split brain. Sir, do you need me to record the upcoming operation experiment? Yes, it takes too much mental effort to control the split brain and the video recorder at the same time, and it is easy to have a headache. No problem, sir. I will help you save the detailed data. Thank you. Pingfan turned off the live broadcast and left the sea and returned to the ocean house as soon as possible. As expected, at the end of the underground passage, the birdcage-like prison was destroyed and the mermaid inside ran out. But why did it find me? And I'm afraid it followed me when I just went into the sea. It's terrifying to think about it. And what he is going to do today has nothing to do with those. It is also related. That is, the energy of the steel armor has consumed 70% of the reactor, with less than 30% left. I'm afraid it cannot be maintained forever, and now this suit of armor is his best means of defense. So, Li Pingfan, a student majoring in fashion design and engineering in Jiangnan University City, is about to do an experiment, a realization of both danger and benefit. Take a risk, a bicycle becomes a motorcycle. Take a gamble, a motorcycle becomes a Land Rover. In the ocean house, number 2, who is wearing steel armor, has a glass container in front of him at this moment, which is covered with a thick layer of silver metal particles. Palladium. It is a metal element discovered by a chemist in platinum mines in the early 19th century. This mineral is extremely rare on the earth, and it is difficult to mine and smelt. Moreover, it is an indispensable key material in high-tech fields such as aerospace, aviation, navigation, weapons and nuclear energy. The explosion caused by the nano-god level middle finger absorbing palladium from the reactor last time is still vivid in my mind, so Li Pingfan does not intend to operate it in the past. He was a dog. Such a difficult, dangerous, and meaningful job must be left to a more suitable person. And, number 2 was obviously the best choice. Prepare to record the data. Now absorb about 10 G of palladium metal element. Li Pingfan ordered. Number 2 manipulated Iron Man to stand up, put on the god level gloves on his fingers, squatted in front of the glass container containing metal particles, and then put his hand in. Start absorbing. Fuck. Boom. A loud noise, unprecedented in the ocean house. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 55. Will my eyes get dry? Song-Jen, you are really asking for death, do you know that? Li Pingfan got up from the bed, his face full of anger, looking at the innocent looking Song-Jen, the real cross-dressing big man standing beside the bed. Hey, Leo fan, you just fainted. Don't you thank me. I dare not thank you. I dare to thank you. Li Pingfan, who was concentrating on controlling number 2, was suddenly shaken vigorously by Song-Jen, and his mind was unbalanced, causing the finger of number 2 to smash the glassware, and most of the palladium metal was absorbed by the nano-god level middle finger, and quickly transformed into an uncontrollable explosive force. That's what led to everything. Fortunately, this is the ocean home. Fortunately, the scale of the explosion is not large, and fortunately the ocean home has the ability to defend itself. Otherwise, the consequences would be unimaginable. Come on, Judge. Leo fan just fainted. I was worried that he would become an idiot, so I shook him awake. As a result, this guy not only didn't thank me, but also thanked me. Song-Jen pulled Gao Shuwei and Wang Hao over aggrievedly. I have a hammer disease. Leo fan, what is hammer disease? Is it a new disease? Is it contagious? You conscienceless guy, I'm sick and you don't care about my body, but you ask me if I'm contagious first. Li Pingfan scolded. Look, it's confirmed. He even admitted that he is sick. Bah. Leo fan, you should be grateful. You were a little stupid just now. Your eyes stared at the ceiling blankly, and the corners of your mouth twitched from time to time. My mother said that this is epilepsy. I know a folk remedy. I'll take you to the cattle farm tomorrow. Huh? Fresh milk can cure this? No. Cow dung and cow urine. Apply it all over your body, and any virus will be swept away. Fuck. Such an anti-human folk remedy. When you were a child, your mother treated you like this? That's not the case. My biological child. My mother can't bear to part with him, but I heard that the Indian race likes it very much. Listening to the few of them talking to themselves, Li Pingfan's face became uglier and uglier. He did not participate in the daily quarrels, but took out his mobile phone to Baidu. Leo fan, are you also looking for folk remedies? Gao Shuwei leaned over and took a look curiously. Fuck, is it illegal to hack a roommate to death? Can that kind of brick kill someone with one blow? How much can a body cutting bag hold? Is it enough for 3 people? The daily quarrels in the dormitory came to an end, and Li Pingfan lay back on the bed. This time, he covered his face with a quilt, so he wouldn't be shaken again. Fortunately, he prepared a lot of metal palladium, otherwise today's experiment would have ended in complete failure. I tell you, from now on, whoever dares to disturb my sleep, I will definitely hack you to death, the kind that won't blink for 3 days and 3 nights. 3 days and 3 nights without blinking? Will your eyes dry up? Wang Hao asked casually. Come on, come here, I'll tell you, if it will dry up, come here. Brother, put down the knife in your hand first. Wang Hao smiled bitterly and waved his hands repeatedly, indicating that he would not disturb Li Pingfan anymore. Ocean House. Thanks to Jarvis, who had been paying close attention, he avoided the energy shock wave generated by the explosion in time when the energy erupted and did not cause any damage. Keep operating. After tidying up, number 2 began to experiment again. Li Pingfan came up with this idea thanks to the process of dealing with giant octopuses in the ocean. He felt that the god-level middle finger could absorb materials and transform its element while separating them. And in this process, there was a buffer. It was not necessary to release it as a bombardment after the transformation. The nano god-level middle finger burst into a silver light, and the metal particles in the vessel began to be absorbed little by little. Then, when he felt the element transformation, he immediately inserted it into the reactor. The same element produced a kind of suction. Soon, the silver light on the nano god-level middle finger dissipated and was completely absorbed by the palladium arc reactor on the chest of the steel armor. Success. Li Pingfan was a little excited. He didn't expect it to be successful. However, about 10 grams of palladium element did not add much energy. But with this approximate value, his subsequent operations would be much easier. At least, there would be no need to worry about Iron Man suddenly losing power. After handing these tasks over to number 2 and Jarvis, Li Pingfan once again cut off contact with the split brain system. Let's evaluate the data of the previous live broadcast evaluation. 8 station platform. Watch the live broadcast. 1,325,781 people, a total of 2,378,879 bullet screens were generated during the live broadcast. A total of 13,157,262 likes were received. A total of 1,205,214 yuan in gifts were received after conversion into currency. Dollar platform. Watch the live broadcast. 798,745 people, a total of 3,354,549 bullet screens were generated during the live broadcast. A total of 7,754,478 likes were received. A total of 253,300 yuan in gifts were received. Dowsire platform. Watch the live broadcast. 998,578 people, a total of 1,756,920 bullet screens were generated during the live broadcast. A total of 5,807,680 likes were received. A total of 435,624 yuan in gifts were received. Damn, it's all money. Logically, he should split this money with the system 50-50, and the 50% is not owned by the system, but donated. But now, all of it has to be donated, and there is 200,000 extra money in it, which was turned into gifts by those bastards. He is asking for death. The overall rating of this evaluation live broadcasters, A. Evaluators can obtain growth value. 75 points. 99 points. Evaluators can temporarily open the right to choose and purchase specific props and the right to know the props for the next live broadcast 1 day in advance. Let me see what good things there are this time. Actually, he can think of it. It is probably the other 3 evaluation props that were not selected by Li Pingfan, which are generally not attractive to him. Sure enough, genetically recombined modern HUO's Kanglang price. 11 points. Ignore this. Not to mention that Li Pingfan is not very interested in pets, and even if he plans to keep a pet, he will not keep the kind that will eat the owner. As for the 100-fold wrist strength ball, this time he was reluctant to even look at it. The perfect fusion potion of Fishman genes is priced at 98 points. Although I can afford it, I don't plan to mutate. He was not very interested in the 3 props. As for the content of the next evaluation props, he would have to wait a few more days to find out. The traffic in the live broadcast room has obviously decreased. It seems that I have to choose some more eye-catching evaluation products for the next live broadcast. Just as Pingfan was thinking, the system's 1G reviewer account background received a private message. "Hello, I have something to talk to you about. Can we talk? I don't buy tea. I don't sell tea. I don't promote products. Mr. Reviewer, I'm the planner of the Science and Education channel, The Magnificent Nature. I would like to ask you, can we use your live broadcast video of deep sea exploration of the Mariana Trench to make a science and education column? Do you have money? Right square bracket. Chapter 56 Turn around and look at me, I'll kill you." Finally, after some bargaining, the deal was made for 200,000 yuan, and the right to use the video, not the exclusive right, was sold to the Magnificent Nature program group of the Science and Education channel. However, although it was sold, how to get the money was a big problem. You can't let number 2 go over in Iron Man armor to get it. Anyway, you can't just give the bank card number to the other party, which will easily expose your information. To solve your worries, the system assistant is online affectionately. "Reviewer, aren't you curious about how the gifts you received during the live broadcast and review video were received? I know, you did it." After the 1G reviewer's account was bound by the system, Pingfan didn't care much about it, and even the bank card account was encrypted, but it could be withdrawn to his card, which was enough. This system can provide you with an account for collecting extra income. What do you think? Forget it, I'll let number 2 go over. Pingfan was almost tempted. However, this system took the initiative to jump out to solve his problems, and it must have no good intentions. You know, under normal circumstances, except for providing props before the live broadcast and evaluating the data after the live broadcast, this system can't be called out. This time, as soon as some income outside the live broadcast was generated, the system jumped out. Something must be wrong. Number 2, I'll give you an address. Go and help me withdraw 200,000 cash. Remember to wear steel armor and come back quickly. Jarvis, help number 2 find a hidden transaction location on the way. Don't cause panic. After all, this wave is going to the TV station. Host, I may not be a human, but you are a real dog. The system went offline mercilessly. There is no way. Pingfan has to be careful about money. In fact, if he was not worried about affecting his reputation, he would have wanted to make a statement in the live broadcast room. Don't give me gifts. Please check in. Fuck, too much. Pingfan, who had just arranged and planned everything, breathed a sigh of relief and planned to take a rest for a while, but was awakened by Wang Heo's voice in the dormitory. Go take medicine. Stop it. Wang Heo rolled his eyes angrily. I'm so angry. An account of 1G reviewer popped up on the Kuogeo platform and stole all the videos of my review boss. He also said that he would officially broadcast live in a few days. He pretended to be my review boss to make money. What? Pingfan became more energetic. Wait for me to send it to you. Soon, Wang Heo sent a video. After clicking on the video, a person with a figure very similar to Pingfan, no, 1G reviewer appeared. There was also a 121 Mark V armor behind him, with a nano god level middle finger on his finger. If Pingfan was not 1G reviewer, he would have been fooled by this person's dress. Moreover, this grandson also imitated our review boss and made a voice and face encryption. What a bastard. There is such a son of a bitch. Gao Shuwei cursed and echoed. How do you know that he is not the real one? And he is wearing that middle finger. What is this? Teo Bao has already released commemorative editions of these things. Not only that, all the action figures in the Iron Man series have become popular because of the video of the reviewer. The price has been raised by 10%, but the sales are still hot. This grandson is actually selling goods, and he is selling the god level middle finger. He said that he has a source of goods in the future world and can sell them to his family at a wholesale price of 199%. Do you dare to believe it? What? Gao Shuo's words made Pingfan confused. This grandson pretending to be him is even worse than him. Even worse than a dog. No one should believe this. The video was released on Kuajio for half an hour, and it has received 5,000 orders. Leapingfan is now full of question marks. Nearly 1 million. This is faster than his live broadcast. Are they all fools? I won't talk to you anymore. I'll go to the forum of protecting the review goddess and find like-minded people to arrange for that grandson. Go ahead. Wang Heo's words were not taken to heart because Leapingfan's mind was now full of the guy who pretended to be him. It's not that he doesn't allow others to pretend. It's just that this way of making money is too wild. He hasn't even used it yet, but others have taken the lead. I can't stand it. Wait a moment. Did you just say goddess? Leapingfan caught the key point in Wang Heo's words and asked in disbelief. Yes, you know it. It is said that the review boss is a beauty and the height is definitely model level, but it's a bit of a waste of fabric, which is a pity. If I can see the true face of the review goddess, I would be willing to live 10 years less. Wang Heo's eyes revealed a yearning look, and a few drops of saliva flowed from the corners of his mouth, which was a bit disgusting. Old Wang, turn around. What are you doing? Nothing. Turn around again. What are you doing? I really don't want to do it. Turn around again. One look will make you lose 10 years. I'll kill you. Leapingfan, who ignored Wang Heo, began to think carefully about how to make money. He couldn't let those bastards cheat money under his guise. Even if they want to cheat, even if they want to make money, he has to do it. Time passed quickly. It was the eve of the live broadcast again. Today, Leapingfan can't know what props the live broadcast system will provide him tomorrow. Evaluators can use the rights generated by the evaluation after the live broadcast. Do you want to check the props that need to be evaluated tomorrow now? Wait a minute, I seem to have forgotten a question. The growth value I got for the first broadcast was 99 points, and the last time it was 75 points. Why didn't I upgrade? Isn't it just a little short? Evaluators, don't make a mistake. This system has never said that the level system is based on a percentage system. It takes 1000 growth points to upgrade from level 0 to level 1. Please work hard. Expand a new live broadcast platform for reviewers, Kuajio platform. To activate the new test task, the reviewer needs to make the single live broadcast traffic of Kuajio platform exceed 1 million in the next live broadcast, double the barrage, and give unlimited rewards. After completing the task, you can get an additional live broadcast right for prop evaluation. I'll go. Reviewers should be civilized. I'm going to pee. Leapingfan wanted to cry. He had only made more than 10% progress after 2 live broadcasts. Why is it so difficult to upgrade? Moreover, he has no exposure and popularity on the Kuajio platform. The difficulty of the task is so great when he comes up. What should I do? Dog system, you want to be better than a dog, right? Well, you wait and see this time. When it comes to dogs, I, Leapingfan, have never been afraid of anyone. After coming out of the toilet, Leapingfan lay on the bed again. Let's start. Let me see what props are there for the next live broadcast. Songjen on the side paid close attention to Leapingfan. This grandson must have a problem, or he is sick. He often stares at the sky in a daze, sometimes laughing, sometimes angry, and mentally abnormal. Leofan, wait for me. After patting Leapingfan's pillow, Songje left, very considerately. Leapingfan was left with a face full of questions. What kind of crazy roommates are these? Forget it, system. Provide the props for the next review. Well, as expected, the arm strength ball can't be sold. Are you forcing it to me? This one is called Weatherweight. Leapingfan, who had just set his eyes on the second prop, hadn't seen the name of the second prop clearly. He was attracted by the next prop. System, are you damn sure that this thing can also be considered a review prop? Chapter 57. Whoever gives gifts will be kicked out. Welcome everyone to the live broadcast, room of Wanji Reviewer. I'm your old friend, Wanji Reviewer. Today, we are still broadcasting, live in Ocean House. Before the live broadcast, there is one thing I want to announce to everyone. The live broadcast room has expanded a new channel and officially settled in the Kuajio platform. Also, you don't need to give gifts in this live broadcast. Whoever gives gifts will be kicked out of the live broadcast room directly. Damn, dog system, isn't it a dog competition? I will let you see who is the real dog. Of course, although I said so, Pingfan would not really keep an eye on who gives gifts all the time. As soon as the broadcast started, there were millions of viewers. Where would he have the time to kick them one by one? Boss, the boss is here again. I have seen the boss. This request is really the first time I have heard of it. I have been wandering around major live broadcast platforms for many years. This is the first time I have encountered an anchor who does not allow gifts. I'm conscientious and pay attention to it. The above is ignorant. The boss unconditionally donates the proceeds of each live broadcast to charity. People don't count on this little money. It is full of positive energy. It's interesting to be hard on money. Damn, the first time Pingfan did a live broadcast, he chose to donate all the proceeds to celebrate. Later, he inexplicably took out a loan, and the income from the live broadcast had nothing to do with him. This is a coincidence. He is not really against money. I have already followed the boss's account on the Kuogeo platform. Don't worry. By the way, is the one who sells goods on the Kuogeo platform really a boss? Why do I feel a little suspicious? According to the boss's personality, it doesn't seem like it. This account just entered the Kuogeo platform today. No need to explain deliberately. One sentence is enough. That grandson seems to have also started a live broadcast on Kuogeo, with hundreds of thousands of people in the live broadcast room. Damn, he is riding on my dad's popularity. The chicken is shameless, saying that he wants to benefit the family in the live broadcast room, and today he will review a monster in the future world. Dad, beat him up, and park with him on the microphone. Let him see who is the real reviewer boss. Hundreds of thousands of people flow. It's normal. That kid registered an account on Kuogeo several days ago, and accumulated connections in advance, so he must be faster than Pingfan. Let's go. Let's bomb his live broadcast room. Yes, yes, bullying my father is a death wish. Get him. We must get him. Everyone calm down. Let's start introducing the props that need to be reviewed today. First of all, before Pingfan finished speaking, before he formally introduced the props to be reviewed today, his live broadcast room received an application for a live broadcast. The other party's name is also 1G Reviewer. Are you so arrogant? Not only impersonating, but you dare to take the initiative to connect with the real person? Pingfan found it incredible and agreed casually. Everyone, please pay attention. This is the black fan who impersonates me. Please remember him. He uses my name to attract fans and make money. I, 1G Reviewer, have always been mainly for charity. The gift income generated by each live broadcast is donated to charity. Just after connecting to the microphone, the imposter took the lead in a wave of sanctions standing on the moral peak. Are the current plagiarists so fierce? Plagiarizing me is not enough, but you want to turn the tables and smear me. Everyone, if you don't believe me, I can tell you every detail of the donation of the income from the last live broadcast, which is well documented. After saying that, the person pretending to be a reviewer immediately opened his mouth and said a long list of donations. In fact, Pingfan didn't know these things. Because they were all operated by the system, he didn't ask in detail. I don't mean anything else. There are many people pretending to be me. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Anyway, I'm not doing it to make money from live broadcasting. I'm just worried a little bit, because there are too many scammers. They will include the so-called public welfare income into their own arms, which is very hateful. Before Pingfan could speak, the man came up with a series of positive energy quotes again, and the other party's live broadcast room also brushed the 3 words of positive energy, and the number of people was close to 500,000. This person's speech, coupled with Pingfan's lack of explanation, it made it difficult for the fans in his live broadcast room to distinguish the true from the false. Fuck, the real and fake Monkey King. Which one is the real one? A technical master is here to broadcast live. It was obvious that the guy who was beeping was a fake. When has our review dad ever been so talkative? That's right. Pingfan didn't take the other party's smear to heart, because he could quickly prove who was real and who was fake. And that person also knew that his fake identity would not last too long. Instead of waiting for the other party to start the official review live broadcast and be exposed, It would be better to take a risk and come to the live broadcast room of the real owner to get some heat, attract some traffic, earn more gifts, and get some wool. Especially after seeing that Pingfan did not defend himself, the other party became more fearless. Okay, the prop we are going to review today is the colorful gold swallowing beast. Everyone, pay attention. This golden cat is a colorful gold swallowing beast from 2230. Although its overall appearance is no different from the common rural cats now, once it swallows gold, it can become a huge monster that destroys the world. Why don't you explain, big brother? Is it really fake? Even if he has a good temper, it's a bit too good unless there is no way to explain it. How can a fake person explain it? As he was talking, there was a sudden rapid knock on the door of the fake live broadcast room that was connected to Pingfan, followed by a violent door breaking sound. Then a group of law enforcement officers in black suits rushed in. Mr. Reviewer, come with us. In the video, several law enforcement officers in black suits suddenly appeared. I'm not a reviewer. Hundreds of thousands of people watched your live broadcast, and you still say you're not. Take him away, and this colorful gold-eating beast, and invite him to have tea together. No, I'm really not a reviewer. Who are you? The one who connected to me is the one. Hey, reviewer, are you still a man? Explain quickly, say you are the one. Pingfan shrugged. He is really not afraid of someone impersonating him. There are many people staring at him now. If the system didn't have the ability to encrypt, someone would have invited him to have tea long ago. This kind of guy is really careless. In a blink of an eye, the other party's live broadcast room was empty. The so-called big boss, along with the 5-colored gold-eating beast that came more than 200 years later, was taken away together. This scene came so suddenly that hundreds of thousands of people didn't react. I didn't laugh. That guy seemed to be scared to death. I saw it was fake at a glance, and you still questioned my review, Dad. What a fake fan. Fakes are black all their lives. Dad, start broadcasting quickly. Reviewer Dad is really not to be messed with. Whoever messes with the review Dad will be invited to drink tea, or he will experience the warmth of the community. Terrible. By the way, the review Dad is a koi carp. He just settled in the Kuagio platform and did not do any publicity. He directly had hundreds of thousands of viewers who envied him. The success of the big boss is so fresh and refined. With this farce, hundreds of thousands of viewers in the fake live broadcast room all rushed to Pingfan's newly opened live broadcast room on Kuagio. Is this considered a win without doing anything? Pingfan, who was a little worried at first, now has no worries. In fact, his plan was to visit in person after introducing the props for the live review. Now it seems that it is easier. Okay, the meaningless farce is over. First of all, before the live broadcast begins, I would like to make a statement that this account will never upload other meaningless videos except for the review videos and live broadcasts. Moreover, the reviewers will not bring goods in the live broadcast room. As for the gifts, everyone can be casual. If you like it, support it. If you don't like it, don't give it. I will donate the gift income without reservation. After a simple sentence, Pingfan stretched out his hand and gently swept it in the void in front of him. The familiar blue panel appeared again. Let's go straight to the second prop provided in this live broadcast. I feel sorry for the 100x arm strength ball. It has been forced to appear several times. Has it been completely ignored now? Don't even bother to mention it. To be honest, I'm suddenly a little curious about that thing. I wonder if I can take a look. The above is thinking about shit. The anchor should have a shadow on the arm strength ball. I'll go to Teo Bayo to buy one tonight to see how scary it is that it can actually scare our master of all realms. First of all, the first item we want to introduce is the weather control console from the first level civilization era. Chapter 58 I give you a new life. To be more precise, this piece of black technology called weather control console was officially launched when human civilization reached stage 1.15. For example, I think many people don't know what 1.15 level human civilization means. For example, the world we are in now has a human civilization development level of just 0.75. If you think about it, you will know how big the gap is before you step into the first level civilization. Wow, it's still the dad I know. I love you. He is so tough. I said that the guy who used a cat as a gold-eating beast to review was not good enough. He didn't do his homework seriously and wanted to make money. Everyone, I was fooled. I thought I bought a business that would take care of the reviewer, but I lost all my pocket money. Me too, I'm a diehard fan of the reviewer. I didn't expect that person to be so hateful. Would the reviewer boss be short of money? You know, the 3 words boss received a reward of 1 million. Haha, poor. This is a diehard fan. I still remember Pingfan's wave of showmanship in Zyro's live broadcast room. Everyone, rest assured, since law enforcement officers have intervened, this matter should be resolved satisfactorily. I will also pay attention to it after the live broadcast. Thank you, Big Brother. Big Brother, I come to like your videos every day, not once. Yes, more persistent than me voting for online articles every day. Speaking of which, Big Brother, do you like online articles? Well, there is a book called Starting to Review Iron Man. That is not bad. Okay, follow the Big Brother's pace. Even if I don't read it, I have to vote. Hey, upstairs. Can the advertising placement not be so obvious? It's off track. Hurry up and continue to introduce this prop. This prop is so mysterious and advanced. I like it. First, let me introduce the background. When human society reaches the first level of civilization, it can be called the master of planetary energy, which means that humans in the first level of civilization can dominate the total energy of this planet and its surrounding satellites. In the first level civilization world, humans can mobilize any energy on this planet, including natural phenomena. This prop was produced in that era. It can adjust various weather conditions as needed. Natural weather is no longer a problem that troubles humans. I can make the sky full of frost and snow, or the sun can shine brightly in an instant. Any weather you can think of can be operated by this machine. Okay, next. The live broadcast room was in an uproar. This kind of black technology is really overbearing. Everyone kept brushing the barrage and asked Pingfan to evaluate this prop. The third item is called a virtual reality experience device. I think some people should be familiar with the prototype of this item. It is derived from projection technology and VR glasses technology. It was launched in 2099 and was developed by a game company called Blue Shadow. The prototype is also a virtual reality game, but after secondary research and development, its technology and the levels involved are more extensive. This prop can simulate any scene according to the settings, and can cover the entire city with a 99% experience. Well, it can easily cover a city of the size of Nanling City. For example, earthquakes, tsunamis, landslides, meteorite impacts, alien invasions, upgrades to fight monsters, the world of immortals, etc. There is nothing you can't think of, nothing it can't do. In 2099, this prop won various global technology awards with a simulation of the Earth after the ocean evaporates. It instantly became popular all over the world and became a hot black technology product. Fuck, this is awesome. I suddenly like this. Me rabbit, I like this too. I want to experience the zombie siege. What does the Earth look like after the ocean evaporates? Can you do a review? I want to experience it. Seeking death. Everyone has death cells. Everyone is frantically testing the edge of death, let alone other things. Let the meteorite hit me to death. Actually, I think this thing may be more useful. It should be better than watching movies with VR glasses upstairs. There is no evidence for the car. Next, introduce the fourth prop. This fourth prop is the most headache for Pingfan. I'm very entangled with this prop. Pingfan sighed. He was actually attracted by the weather control console and the virtual reality experience instrument, and he wanted to try to review these two props even more. The reason why Pingfan hesitated was that he talked to the system once, after he knew the props, to be reviewed today yesterday. That is, after the live broadcast effect reaches air level, the temporary prop purchase right obtained does not necessarily provide the reviewer with props that were not selected in the previous live broadcast. It is random. In other words, if Pingfan chooses other props now, he is likely to miss the fourth prop. I don't know why. Maybe it's because he's young, or maybe it's because he feels a little guilty. He bought the mermaid potion yesterday. Everyone, I'm going to review the fourth item today. It's called the Mermaid Gene Potion Test Product, codenamed Green Mandragora. Leapingfan gritted his teeth and made up his mind. He had killed a mermaid at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Now, he can review the mermaid again. Brief introduction. In the future world, that is, 1 year before the ocean house came out, scientists developed the mermaid potion to allow humans to live in the ocean. This item is an experimental product and was imprisoned at the bottom of the ocean house. It was him who appeared in the camera during the last live broadcast of Exploring the Seabed. Leapingfan still remembers that when the mermaid was killed by him, he regained consciousness and uttered the word thank you. It always touched him. Of course, the mermaid provided by the system for evaluation is different. It has no memory, like a newborn baby. It doesn't know where it came from, let alone being imprisoned at the bottom of the ocean house and being killed by Leapingfan. It is brand new. And it will identify the reviewer as the only owner. That's right, all the props that Leapingfan has reviewed will belong to him, such as the ocean house. After the review, he has the highest control over the ocean house. The same is true for steel armor and bionic skeletons. Thanks to these innate conditions, otherwise, Leapingfan would not review him. I will give you a new life. Everyone, compared to technological props, have you ever seen a mermaid? A brand new innocent mermaid. As the voice fell, a crack opened in the sky again. No need to unbox this time. Leapingfan was reviewing the ocean house. At this moment, he was standing under the door of the ocean house. The crack was facing the sea. Plop. Something fell and hit the sea, splashing a layer of water. Come here. Leapingfan waved and shouted at the sea, and soon saw something sneaking towards him along the sea surface. Chapter 59 Mermaid Come Here. With a puff, the blue mermaid emerged from the sea, revealing a slightly weird face. On the 4 major live broadcast platforms, under the gaze of millions of people, an artificial mermaid from more than 500 years later appeared. What I saw now was more real than the fleeting scene in the previous live broadcast room. Mermaid, it's really a mermaid. Wait, I suddenly found a problem. Where did the mermaid go? The one that wanted to attack the anchor. Be careful with what you say upstairs. Be careful that Iron Man invites you for tea. Anchor, if this mermaid is from more than 500 years later, are you sure you want to evaluate an intelligent creature? It used to be a human. If it is observed as a mermaid, will it have hatred for humans? The world civilization more than 500 years later will definitely be far ahead of us. Are you sure you can control it? If you are not careful, it may subvert our world. Don't worry about this. The mermaid came to our world through summons and was completely formatted. It will regard me as its only master. Just like Jarvis, the intelligent butler in Iron Man, it no longer remembers Tony. Because, to it, I'm Tony. This mermaid will not remember that it was once a human, let alone know what era it came from. It only knows that it was created by me. In this regard, Leapingfan still believes in the system. Although the system is a bit dog in some things, it can still handle major issues. Why do I feel a little pitiful about this mermaid? She was caught as a guinea pig for experimentation. The future world is really terrible. I'm glad to be born in modern times. The horror is everywhere. In fact, if we don't hurt the earth so badly now, why would people in the future world bother to explore evolution and let humans live in the ocean? Although I really hope that the anchor will review the virtual reality experience device, I now hope that this mermaid can be freed. If it were a reviewer, he should be able to protect it and not let it become a research object in our modern society. It is a life. No one has the right to harm it. Moreover, since I have chosen it, I will protect it. Please rest assured. Sensation. This is definitely a sensational news. Of course, in some aspects, choosing a mermaid for evaluation is far less meaningful than choosing a weather control console. After all, the weather station is a black technology from the first level civilization world. Its appearance has great promotion significance for the entire world civilization. But it's a pity. No one has the right to interfere with Leapingfan's decision making, and no one can interfere. This potion is a perfect fusion potion of mermaid genes. Since it is the first mermaid and the first experimental product, it is imperfect. The mermaid potion in the body still has loopholes and defects, and the genes cannot be completely integrated. but this potion has been studied multiple times and can help the mermaid fill the defects. After that, Pingfan squatted down, and the mermaid's big eyes flashed with strange light, as if they were full of curiosity about the world, new life, longing, and the unknown. It was completely different from the mermaid that was full of resentment and negative energy. Inject it into the body, merge your genes, and become a real mermaid. Pingfan couldn't turn it back into a human, but he could let it live well. The mermaid was very obedient. She reached out to take the gene potion that Pingfan handed over and injected it directly into herself without any doubt. Good boy. Pingfan touched the mermaid's head. My current definition of mermaid is a mammalian amphibian, and its body structure is different from any creature we currently know. It can live in both shallow and deep sea areas. Have you ever heard of why some sea anglers pierce a hole in the bodies of deep sea fish they catch and then release? Because of their different body structures. Fish that live in the deep sea are adapted to the pressure of the deep sea. If they suddenly come to the shallow sea, they will die suddenly due to the excessive pressure in their bodies. Mermaids can survive on land, in shallow seas, and in deep seas. The last time I saw a mermaid at the bottom of the Mariana Trench was this one. By the way, if anyone wants to go to the Mariana Trench to find a mermaid, don't waste your energy, because due to the time paradox, there can only be one mermaid in this world. Time is a very mysterious thing. If Pingfan didn't kill the last mermaid, it would definitely not be in the props for this evaluation. So, killing it can be regarded as saving it invisibly. Since this is a life, it is impossible to observe its changes through a live broadcast. In the future, I will let it appear in my live broadcast or evaluation video, and then everyone can observe that the mermaid is still alive and well. By the way, give it a name. The system once gave a code name. It was called Green Mandragora. It also said so when the mermaid died last time. The flower language of Green Mandragora represents hope. Perhaps it carries the hope of human survival in the future. Since you have been reborn, forget the previous code name. To celebrate your new life, I will name you Come Here. Damn, does this reveal the secret of being uneducated? Anchor, the atmosphere you just stirred up was completely dispelled by the word come here. Can I say that my dog also called Come Here? I used to struggle to give it a unique name. Later, every time I walked it or fed it, I called it Over. Over time, it now thinks that it called it over. A sad story. Mermaid, come here. Well, unique. I can no longer hold down the coffin lid of the Chinese teacher. Be careful to be beaten to death. Got, come here. This live broadcast is almost over. The mermaid has been reborn and is no longer a threat to the world. This is a good ending. After glancing at the data in the live broadcast room of the Kuogeo platform, Pingfan estimated that the task should be successfully completed. Finally, let me come over to perform a water spitting show for everyone. This live broadcast will be announced as over, but don't worry, there will be an additional live broadcast after the end of the live broadcast and before the next live broadcast. At that time, I will fight for the weather control console or virtual reality experience device for everyone. As for the specific evaluation live broadcast time, it is tentatively scheduled for Wednesday morning, which is 4 days later. Everyone remember to follow us so as not to get lost, and watch the exciting live broadcast on time. After that, Pingfan really let me come over to perform a water spitting show. The so-called water spitting, as the name suggests, is to drink a mouthful of seawater and then spit it out. It was so sloppy and perfunctory, and the live broadcast was ruthlessly ended. Suddenly I realized that Lele is so cute. What a pity. It would be great if you could let Lele be the host of the next live broadcast. I also want to keep a mermaid as a pet. Woo woo woo. I'm a lemon essence. You are welcome upstairs. The lemon tree bears lemons. You and I under the lemon tree. We are the same, no. We are different. I'm handsome. I have a partner. The live broadcast ended. This is bound to be a sensation. Friendly reminder. As soon as the live broadcast ended, the dog system took the initiative to speak. The mermaid comes here with a unique skill. Chapter 60. I'll kill you with one breath. What? There are skills? What claw skills? After hearing the system's reminder, Pingfan immediately took a step back and looked at the fishman who was half out of the water with a slightly vigilant look. Obviously, The mermaid didn't know what other skills it had. It was a brand new life form that had just come to this unknown and wonderful world and was full of curiosity about everything. But Pingfan was not tempted by the innocent look of the mermaid. Last time, this thing wanted to attack him. Could it be that this system is a dog again? Because its previous gene fusion was not perfect, this skill is not included in the data given. But now, it has perfectly absorbed the mermaid gene medicine, and the loopholes and effects in its body genes have been improved. Speak to the point. Because of its different body structure, it can adapt to various ocean pressures. Even the bottom of the trench with a pressure of up to 1100 is still a suitable area for them to survive. All this is due to the unique abdominal cavity in its body. The abdominal cavity can absorb and adapt to pressure with the outside world. The higher the external pressure, the higher the pressure in the abdominal cavity. And when it suddenly comes from a high pressure environment to a low pressure environment, the original high pressure will be stored in the abdominal cavity. At this time, this pressure will remain and will not disappear bit by bit, thus turning into its self-protection means. In other words, it is born to be a high pressure air cannon. After listening to the introduction of the system, Pingfan admitted that he was jealous. He also wanted a self-protection means. High pressure can be released, which means that there is basically no opponent. The maximum pressure on the seabed is as high as 1001 surface pressure, which is equivalent to tens of thousands of people stepping on it at the same time. Then if you meet an enemy, will you be sprayed to death with one breath? Spraying to meat paste. Real breath. Big boss mermaid. This is also good. I'm afraid that the mermaid has caused a sensation in this live broadcast. Life forms more than 500 years later are more attractive than technology more than 500 years later. Especially, scientific madmen, people in a state of obsession. They will definitely find ways to capture and study mermaids. If it has the ability to protect itself, there is no need to worry. It will save Pingfan a lot of trouble, so that when he encounters any trouble, he can also ask the mermaid to help him solve it. By the way, I can talk to the Institute of Geology and Biology and ask them if they need anything else. The mermaid can go to the deep sea to help me catch things and make money. Yes, you can't keep a pet for nothing. Just think of it as making money for yourself. The system will evaluate this live broadcast. The data of the other 3 platforms are basically stable. Although there will be some turnover in each show, the total number of people can basically be maintained at around 3 million. These data are not very important to Pingfan. Anyway, he has no money. Kuageo platform watch the live broadcast. 1,079,854 people, a total of 2,420,502 bullet screens were generated during the live broadcast. A total of 4,753,217 likes were received. A total of 175,820 yuan in gifts were received after conversion into currency. Well, the traffic is okay. Everything is just barely enough. If there was no fake person who was courting death, the more than 500,000 people diverted from his live broadcast room would not be able to complete the task. There weren't many rewards, just barely enough. Of course, this was also related to Pingfan's statement at the beginning, that no one should give gifts. Overall, it was okay. He was very satisfied with this result. After all, there was no warm-up at the beginning, and the platform was opened suddenly. What is the evaluation? Has it reached grade A? The comprehensive rating of this evaluation live broadcasters, A. The reviewer can obtain growth value. 101 points. 152 points. The reviewer can temporarily open the right to choose and purchase specific props and the right to know the props for the next live broadcast evaluation 1 day in advance. The task has been completed, and the reviewer can receive another prop for free for additional live broadcast evaluation. Since it is an additional live broadcast evaluation, this system does not participate in the evaluation, and there is no growth value in points income. Similarly, this system does not make any changes to any income generated during the live broadcast. Of course, the reviewer can also choose one in the temporary specific prop mall. After doing so, the right to purchase the temporary specific props will be lost, and the props, provided by this system, will also be lost. Of course, the specific props selected by the reviewer do not require any points to be paid. It is still very user-friendly. It sounds like this choice is a bit unreliable, but you have no way of knowing what prop the system will provide you with for evaluation. What if it is a 100x wrist strength ball? That would be a pitfall. Coincidentally, there are also props that Pingfan likes in the temporary specific prop mall, a win-win situation. Without spending points, you can still get a favorite prop. Sure enough, although the system explained that the temporary prop mall is not to provide props that were not selected in the previous live broadcast, he still saw the 3 props this time. They are weather control operation table, virtual reality experience device, and the 100x wrist strength ball that has been showing off its presence. To be honest, Pingfan's most exciting one is the weather control operation table from the first level civilization era, but relatively speaking, the second prop is more gimmicky. Select the virtual reality experience device. After the voice fell, the space crack tore open. A large box slowly fell from the sky until it landed in front of Pingfan. Is this the VR experience device in this box? For some reason, Pingfan was a little excited, because a friend in the live broadcast room said something that aroused his interest. If you can broadcast something like a love action movie, it will probably be very real. Ahem. However, in order to present the unboxing feeling of the live broadcast as soon as possible, he could only suppress his curiosity and not watch it for the time being. Just after he received the props, 1G reviewer account received another private message. The account ID that sent the content was someone from the Institute of Geology and Biology who had done a transaction with Pingfan. It just so happened that he was just about to find them. Hello, Mr. Reviewer. Do you need cooperation? The price is very fair. Well, Mr. Reviewer, can we borrow some mermaid blood? No, not borrow, but buy. 2 million. Buy 100 milliliters of blood. Pingfan frowned slightly. To be honest, he didn't like this kind of research. Even if he loved money, he didn't like this kind of research. Ahahaha, Mr. Reviewer, don't take it personally. I just mentioned it casually, don't take it seriously. In fact, I want to ask for help with something else this time. We want to record the living habits of the giant squid, so that we can shoot a promotional science and education film. Need help? Can you help us install a camera with no blind spots for the giant squid? Let us observe it for a few days? We can provide a reward of 20,000 yuan. Yes, it is very difficult for them to track and install a tracking camera for a giant squid. After all, giant squids often live in the deep sea of about 1,000 meters, and they can only rely on diving equipment to go down, but they can't always meet them. The consumption of equipment for each dive is also extremely high. Therefore, they only need Pingfan to help install the camera. No, I want 200,000. Chapter 61 The Old Father with Good Intentions. This is a bit of a lion's mouth. Although we use the diving equipment to dive once, it consumes a lot, but we can still complete the investigation of other projects. I can also give you a video of the life of the giant squid for about 2 days, every minute and every second, direct shooting. This is also expensive. 200,000 is really not cheap. We will add another 20,000. 50,000. 50,000. 100,000. 60,000. It really can't be more. If it's more, we won't cooperate. Deal. How can I give you the money and equipment? You contact the people of Beijing Palace. Their ships have been guarding around my ocean house. Since they are quite idle, let them run errands. After sending this sentence, Pingfan opened the private message list again and took the initiative to find someone to contact. This person is also someone he has done business with before. The account of the Science and Education channel, the Magnificent Nature column group, Marine Life, the life video of the giant squid. Do you need it? It lasts for 2 days, and I can also install a tracking camera for you. This kind of tracking camera installed in the past will not cause much harm to marine life, especially large creatures like giant squid. The decomposition ability of the ocean is very strong. It will not take long for the camera to be completely decomposed, and the general camera cannot last long. Sure. The other party replied in seconds. I will provide the equipment, 100,000 yuan. Okay. As for the money, how should I give it to you? Put it on the rooftop of the TV station, and I will naturally go to get it. After finishing the business communication, Li Pingfan opened the private message window with the Institute of Geology and Biology. To prevent installation accidents, provide a few more sampling equipment. Okay, I will do this. The days of earning extra money are always so boring. Shrugging, Li Pingfan asked number 2 to put on the steel armor and go to the rooftop of the TV station to get his salary. As for this time, another emergency meeting was held on the ship of Beijing Palace. Of course, they also tracked the traces of Iron Man, but they could not find any clues. This is a big problem. If I remember correctly, the mermaid gene potion was one of the items provided in the last live broadcast. That's right, Chief, and that potion was rejected by the reviewer. It seems that we were all wrong. We thought he could only choose one of the 4 mysterious items to review and own it. Now it seems that he has other channels to own the other items. This matter cannot withstand repeated scrutiny afterwards. The reviewer has experienced several review live broadcasts, and each time there are 4 props for him to choose from. Although a 100x wrist strength pull often makes his strong presence, the other props cannot be ignored. The most important thing is that they are not sure now whether the reviewer can get one or as many as he wants. Parahuman devil fruit, wormhole simulator, mermaid gene, genetically recombined modern HUO's Kanglang, and the weather control console from the first level civilization era, and the virtual reality experience device that has attracted the attention of many netizens. One can cover a city, not too many, 3 or 4, as long as he operates synchronously. After covering the city, he can make some virtual images with a sense of experience of up to 99%, which is enough to make the world collapse. I didn't expect that he is still a dangerous person. Pay close attention to the reviewers of the 10,000 worlds, and try every means to crack the defense of the ocean house. We can't be passive all the time. Li Pingfan didn't know that, because the mermaid gene potion he took out in the live broadcast room suddenly made him a dangerous person again. However, he doesn't have to worry. Want to crack the defense of the ocean house? Haha, let alone now, even if it's a few decades later, oh no, 1 or 200 years, it's hard for someone to do it. He is still safe. Ocean house, can you help simulate a trial field? I want to do an experiment. Li Pingfan stood in the ocean house, and Lei followed behind him, very obedient. In Lei's eyes, perhaps Li Pingfan is its parent. The trial field data I need is data that can resist the destructive power of the torpedoes suffered previously. What Li Pingfan wants to do is to see Lei's combat ability. Therefore, before he returned to the ocean house, he had asked Lei to dive into the deep sea to absorb and store a lot of pressure. Only by doing this can he feel at ease about Lei. Soon, the ocean house simulated a trial field according to Li Pingfan's instructions, in which it could absorb and record its attack data. Thus, it could compare with the torpedo attack data it had suffered previously to get the result. Come here. Take a few steps forward, walk into the aperture, use the strong pressure in your abdominal cavity to launch an attack. Let me see the effect. The trial field was built. Just in front of Li Pingfan, a circle of light with a diameter of about 100 meters appeared. He stood one step outside the circle, because the ocean house gave him information that, as long as he did not enter the aperture, he would not be affected by anything outside the aperture, not to mention one step, even if it was within a millimeter. Lei was very obedient and stepped in. Then, according to Li Pingfan's instructions, he opened his mouth and took a big breath. It was visible to the naked eye that its abdominal cavity began to shrink, and its chest cavity continued to bulge, like a balloon being blown up. Bang! It was like an air cannon. No, it was a pressure air cannon. It was sprayed out from the mouth of the comer. It can be clearly seen that a giant air cannon circle similar to a smoke ring expanded in the void, and then a violent air wave blasted out from it. Suddenly, smoke and dust rose in the trial field with a diameter of 100 meters. Countless cracks appeared on the ground. Of course, all this was simulated by the ocean house, and it did not really hurt the ocean house. Come over and break the ocean house. Then, a huge deep pit appeared in the simulated data screen, surrounded by smoke and dust. The result of the data evaluation was that it reached 63.5% of the energy generated by the torpedo explosion. This attack power is okay. You know, come over is not the pressure absorbed by diving to the bottom of the Mariana Trench. Very good. It seems that you have the ability to defend yourself. In this way, I will assign you a few tasks. After saying that, Pingfan showed the face of a kind old father. You must learn to tap the potential of anything. It is not a good thing to let it live in an ivory tower. It is a rare experience to experience more in the outside society. As for making money, this is of course a conditional. How can a person be so ruthless? After all, Lego is still his mermaid. Well, making money is a process that can be done at the same time without conflict or contradiction. Come on, I have high hopes for you. Come on, the sea will eventually be your battlefield. With this ability, at least Lego has no natural enemies in the sea. It has chosen to evolve. Whether it is a voluntary choice or a passive choice, it has evolved anyway. Then we have to learn to adapt. Looking at Lego's back as he left, Pingfan once again showed the expression of an old father with good intentions. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 62. What's the point of your efforts? In the deep sea, the mermaid came over and followed Pingfan's lead. Pingfan asked it to swim east. Even if it swam around the earth, it would not swim west. It was tracking the giant squid at the moment. It had a video camera and wanted to record its life for 2 days. In this way, it could be sold for 160,000 yuan. Just when the mermaid completed its mission and was about to return, Pingfan was about to control number 2 to greet the mermaid and then hand in the work. A dangerous picture came from the video camera. In the picture, a submarine was approaching the mermaid, and there was no mark on the submarine, so it was hard to tell which company it belonged to. Moreover, it was coming fiercely, and it could be seen that it was heading straight for the mermaid. Heh, there are indeed some blind guys. Pingfan frowned slightly. He didn't know whether the submarine encountered the mermaid by chance, or had planned it long ago. After all, the sea is vast and deep. It is difficult to find mermaids. And the mermaids came here to film the giant squid, so they could only swim in the deep sea within 1,000 meters. How did people know about these situations? There is a problem. Puff. The launcher at the bottom of the submarine suddenly ejected a large high-speed flowing net. The net opened in the water, broke through the water resistance at a very high speed, and rushed towards the mermaid. Fortunately, the mermaid is very fast. Pingfan had experienced this before, and he scared the mermaid. Even with his reaction speed, he could only see the water flow driven by the mermaid's rapid flow, and could not catch its trace. After avoiding the first large net, the submarine continued to attack. It seems that they want to capture this mermaid alive, and take it back for experimental research, and do not want to kill it directly. For the people on the submarine, they don't know that the mermaid has a hidden skill, but just treat it as a lab mouse. Humans and fish, even if the genes are combined together, aren't they just mermaids? Can they withstand the attack of the submarine? Let's see how the mermaid's actual combat ability is. Although Pingfan couldn't communicate with the mermaid through the video recorder, he reminded it in advance that, if there was anything that threatened it, don't be polite, just kill it directly. But the submarine didn't know. When they saw the mermaid avoid the attack of the big net, began to float in the water, looked at them, and had no intention of escaping, they immediately became more confident. They increased their speed, and rushed towards the mermaid. At the same time, they prepared the next big net to catch it. Huaksha will never think that their mermaid will be taken away by us for a search. When we extract genes from this mermaid and successfully research them, our biotechnology will be far ahead of the whole world. Moreover, if the mermaid gene drug is developed, it will not only be used for research in the biological field, but also a scientific research achievement that will conquer all mankind. Look, that mermaid is like a fool. Bless you. It actually opened its mouth at us. Is it trying to let us let it go by spraying water like it did during the live broadcast? Ha 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 ha. It seems that humans in the future are not smart either. After integrating the genes of fish, their IQ has also been reduced to that of fish. Look at it. It actually sucked in its abdomen weight, the abdominal cavity contracts, and the chest cavity bulges. What's going on? Why? I feel something is wrong. Smector, you are really worrying too much. It's just a stupid fish. I will operate it, and let me hit it with one net. Breathe. Bang. Just when the people in the submarine thought everything was under control, the mermaid opened its mouth. There was a loud noise. The water waves were shaken away, as if a circle of vacuum without any water appeared in a short period of time. The pressure air cannon sprayed out from the mermaid's mouth, carrying water and rushing towards the submarine at an unimaginable speed. After spraying a breath, cough cough, after spraying the pressure air cannon, the mermaid immediately turned around and swam quickly. Just as it turned around, the submarine exploded. Maybe the smector on the submarine never thought until the explosion that the mermaid just sprayed a breath at them. It looks like a slightly violent breath. Why would it explode? Even if someone can survive the explosion by chance, don't forget, the depth at this time is 1,000 meters. In the 1,000-meter deep ocean, without absolute protection, the pressure is enough to crush a person to death in an instant. What a strong breath. Pingfan was in the dormitory, seemingly staring at his mobile phone. In fact, he had already watched a wonderful special effects blockbuster in his mind. Leo fan, don't attack me personally. He just came over and hasn't said anything yet. What right do you have to say that he has a bad temper? Songjae was speechless. Last time, he went to help Pingfan to hire a helper, and just as he invited the helper back, Leoli left. To be honest, Pingfan was too fascinated. He didn't notice that a face came close to his face. Moreover, it was Zhang Mei's face. At least in the eyes of Wang Hao and Gao Shui, two nymphomaniacs who were eating from the bowl and looking at the pot, she was a beauty. Not ugly, but the beauty now had a black line on her face. Hey, Songjae, if you don't like me, you don't have to let others humiliate me. The beauty was one of Songjae's suitors. She was also a top student majoring in psychology and a prospective psychologist. Songjae was worried that Pingfan was sick, so he asked her to come. Coincidentally, the beauty saw Pingfan looking at his mobile phone and laughing silly as soon as she arrived at the dormitory, but his eyes were a little absent-minded, and it didn't seem like he was looking at his mobile phone. But just as she leaned over, she heard Pingfan say, "What a strong tone." He was asking for death. Songjae, just pretend that I have never pursued you. You don't like me, but don't humiliate me, and use such a low-level method. I chew a piece of Trident every day when I go out. After that, the beauty left angrily. Pingfan, who just reacted, shrugged his shoulders, indicating that all this had nothing to do with him. He was innocent. Leoli is really a role model in my mind. This kind of beauty is so ruthless. Hey, Leoli is no longer the old Leoli. He is a person with a job, and he also works 2 jobs. Jealousy makes me split my body. Pingfan did a somersault, but he didn't turn over. He got off the bed honestly. You guys can complain about the world here. I'm leaving and I won't come back to stay at night. See, people who are more successful than us are still working hard. What qualifications do we have not to work hard? People who are more successful than you are working hard. What's the point of your hard work? After that, Pingfan left. Because today is a day for another live broadcast, even though it is just a temporary live broadcast. But I believe that many people are looking forward to it. After all, it is either a weather control console or a virtual reality experience device. Just thinking about it, it is a bit exciting. Live broadcast, start now. Chapter 63 Review of Virtual Reality Experience Device. Live broadcast begins. Pingfan, who was in the ocean house, had a huge cardboard box in front of him. Just for the excitement of the live broadcast unboxing, he had injured for several days and had not seen the true appearance of this virtual reality experience device. There had been a few days of warm-up, and Pingfan had announced at the time that he would try to broadcast one of the weather control console and the virtual reality experience device. So at the beginning of this live broadcast, the number of viewers was close to the peak of his first live broadcast. Hello everyone, welcome to the reviewers live broadcast room again. Today is an extra live broadcast dedicated to you, and the live broadcast review props. Before Pingfan finished speaking, he was attracted by the barrage in the live broadcast room. Come here, I want to see our Lele Shenxiao. Yes, is Lele still alive? What a poor little mermaid. I have been thinking about it for so many days. Upstairs, what's wrong with your avatar? Is it the photo of my Lele Shenxiao after the beauty filter? Strongly request the anchor to let us see if he is still alive after coming here. What are you looking at, idiots? The last time, it was obvious that someone had put on makeup in advance. Are you an idiot? If it was a person pretending to be him, then what did we see at the bottom of the Mariana Trench before? You still have the nerve to mention the word idiot? Do you really think he can go to the bottom of the Mariana Trench? The maximum man diving depth of the Jianlong is only more than 7,000 meters. What the anchor is wearing, can it protect him from diving more than 10,000 meters? Brother, I really don't believe it. You are not the first person to question the evaluation boss, and you will not be the last. Let's see your performance. Okay, if you have the ability, let Iron Man come to me in person. My coordinates are in Jiangnan City. Come on. Hire a few agents, make some special effects, hire some water troops, stir up the heat, and really think you are some kind of anchor of the world. Iron Man. Big brother, don't worry about this group of brainless haters. Although they come to hate every time, they have never missed any live broadcast. For example, the guy above with the ID, lifetime hater of review. I have seen him in no less than 3 live broadcasts. Big brother, let's take a look first, okay? Obviously, the popularity of the mermaid coming over has surpassed Pingfan in the live broadcast room. What's so good about it? Spraying water, what a cool performance. The above suspects, that there is no basis. Are you sure you want to come over and spray water? Please ask for spitting water. Be careful that the band package can be given away for free at any time. Okay, since everyone wants to watch, then we will continue the live broadcast. Pingfan ruthlessly rejected their request. A mermaid, a pet, still wants to surpass my popularity in my live broadcast room. Is it possible? Impossible. It's not that Pingfan is so stingy. However, there is a new mission here. It dived into the Mariana Trench again to collect other research samples for the Institute of Geology and Biology. It can earn 100,000 yuan in one trip. How easy. The boss is ruthless. I miss the first day when I came to my house. Upstairs +1. I can't eat or sleep without seeing you here. Upstairs +1 again. Okay. Come to the sea to help me do something. If it can come back before the end of the live broadcast, I will let it appear on the screen. Now it looks like the official live broadcast. See it? Haha, it must not have put on makeup in advance. This is a delaying tactic for you. Fake goods. There are still people chasing after them. I'm a lifelong black reviewer. I'm from Jiangnan City. If you have the ability, come and mess with me. I'll wait for you. What you said upstairs, I'll go to you if I have a chance. Fuck, it's been a long time since I saw Mr. Zhao come out to show off. He is still as clear as ever. Wife protecting maniac. Hello sister-in-law. Let's go in formation. The reviewer boss is the coolest and the strongest in the universe. 50 cents per piece. Please delete if you copy. Ahem. Pingfan coughed twice. Once the bullet screen in this live broadcast room goes astray, it is difficult to adjust it back. He simply ignored it, walked to the box containing the virtual reality experience device, and stretched out his hand to open it. I gave a brief introduction last time. This instrument is the virtual reality experience device developed and researched by Blue Shadow Game Company in 2099. The previous introduction will not be repeated. Its function is to project virtual technology into real life. The area that can be covered, I listed it last time, which is almost equivalent to an Anling city. This time, let's witness its magic together. Of course, if you want to evaluate, you must make a projection coverage area. Is there a boss in the live broadcast room? If I directly project to cover the entire Nanling city or Jiangnan city, will it cause panic? Leapingfan has thought about this. Once projected, if the virtual illusion created is too scary or real, those who are not prepared may be scared. Forget it. Let's make a smaller one with a less scary scene. How about a meteor shower? Jiangnan City is the first choice. It's 9 o'clock in the morning now. I'll give you a heads up. The projected illusion is a dark night with meteors all over the sky. That's it. After saying that, Leapingfan walked towards the operator that was similar to a desk and glowed with metal. The operator was less than 2 meters long, 1 meter wide, and 1 meter high. The top layer was a huge screen and various operation buttons, revealing a technological texture. When you walk to the front, a cabin will automatically wrap up under the base of the operator for the user to sit down. After sitting in it, you will immediately feel like you are operating a spaceship. Everyone, watch the operation. At this moment, there was only a blue planet on the screen that was slowly rotating. Next, let's determine the specific location. After Leapingfan said that, he stretched out his hand and pointed to the rotating planet on the screen. After tapping it, the planet enlarged, and it looked like a globe with various countries marked on it. Find the location of China in the country and tap it again. The screen changes, showing the entire China. Then find Jiangnan City in China, tap it, and summarize the scope to be projected. Very good, the location coordinates have been selected. Woo, I'm not in Jiangnan City. I came to Nanling to meet my online friend this morning. I told you earlier that I was going to meet an online friend. I don't care if she has long legs or white. Don't be envious of the people upstairs. I'm from Nanling City. I went to Jiangnan City to meet my online friend this morning. It's just such a coincidence. Hey, are you my 8 million plus brothers? Listen up. Next time you see those two bragging guys upstairs on the street, chop their mouths off. Can we have something exciting? Compared to meteor showers, I prefer zombie sieges. In fact, it's not bad to get some high definition teaching videos of the teachers in bird country for us to watch. Danger warning upstairs. Be careful of the community's warmth delivery team, they will purify your mind. Boss, wait for me for 5 minutes. No, wait for me for 20 seconds. I'll put on my pants and wait on the street. Sky, quick, look. Chapter 64, a temporary interlude. The drama queen is so anxious to praise me. I haven't entered the detailed data yet, and the projection hasn't officially started yet. Leapingfan's face was full of black lines. Because the bullet comments in the live broadcast room were all changed. Awesome fuck. So awesome. My boss is so domineering. Wow. What a beautiful meteor shower. Wow. The day turned into night in an instant. I love you, boss. After ignoring the enthusiasm of these kings of praise, Leapingfan continued to operate. Set the command. Import the scene as meteor shower night sky, and the duration is 30 seconds. Okay, done. Now everyone can get ready. 30 seconds of meteor shower, delivered immediately. After pressing the confirmation button, the instrument emitted an invisible radio wave. Boss, although I really want to praise you, I have been looking at the sky on the street for 3 minutes now. Are you sure the meteor shower is coming? That's right. I'm also from Jiangnan City. I'm also looking at the sky on the street. People passing by all around think I'm a fool. You guys are better off. When I looked up at the sky, a group of big men came over. They also looked up. Now let me give you an explanation, otherwise they will cut me. Big brother, what's going on? The car has overturned. The big brother you mentioned has overturned. I said it was fake, but no one believed me. Leapingfan in the live broadcast room felt embarrassed. Ahem. Sorry, I forgot. I'm a little far away from Jiangnan City now. This instrument cannot cover the world without blind spots. The impact it conveys needs to be within the scale. Now please wait for me for a moment. It was so embarrassing. This overturn was a bit unexpected. But fortunately, Leapingfan was not afraid of embarrassment. Anyway, this car was not the first time to overturn. After putting on the steel armor, because of the sufficient energy, the armor was full of power at this moment, and it was easy to lift the operating table. In the process of flying to Jiangnan City, he did not turn off the live broadcast, but filmed the whole process. Just as Leapingfan, wearing steel armor, shouldered the virtual reality experience instrument operating table, flew towards Jiangnan City. Countless people had their own little thoughts. Chief, what should we do? This person is getting more and more dangerous. On the big ship of Beijing Palace, they looked at the traces of the evaluator on the tracker and couldn't help but fall into deep thought. Try to contact him. He should not be a threat to us for the time being. Chief, some blind guys secretly sent people to follow him. What should we do? Let them go. It's a good opportunity to see the ability of the evaluator. By the way, let our people follow secretly. Without my order, there must be no conflict with the evaluator. Do you understand? Yes, Chief. In addition to the people of Beijing Palace, there are many people staring at the evaluator. Of course, they are not referring to the people of China. There is no way. Who made Li Pingfan have something too magical in his hands? Each piece can subvert the world. Even the purple gold suit that he replaced before is the same. It can import and record data, and it can also make people make it. If this function is developed in other fields, it is still extraordinary black technology. Li Pingfan did not let Jarvis change his whereabouts this time. He felt that he had not played enough with those people in Beijing Palace. It was good for him now. On the surface, he seemed to be under surveillance by the other party. In fact, if he wanted the other party to know his whereabouts, he could know it. If he didn't want them to know, they couldn't find it, even if they dug deep into the ground. Hello, everyone. I'm in Jiangnan City now. Li Pingfan didn't choose to go to the wild mountain near Baguniang Mountain this time. Because of the previous explosion, it had attracted the attention of various forces. Even after a period of time, it was estimated that there were still people guarding that place. Jiangnan City is a mountain and water city, and there are many wild mountains that can't be named. Okay, start launching the meteor shower now. After putting the instrument away, Li Pingfan pressed the confirmation button again. This time, the virtual reality experience device was within the effective range of the projection. In just a few seconds, the sky in 80% of Jiangnan City began to gradually darken at a speed visible to the naked eye. At this moment, but it was around 10 o'clock in the morning. Moreover, the weather forecast said that it would be sunny today, with no clouds in the sky. Fuck, it really got darker. This time I'm not flattering or bragging, it's true. Fuck, I'm outside the RT Mart shopping mall at this moment. Most of the people here are stunned and are taking pictures now. Fuck, it's really a meteor shower all over the sky. This is too black technology. I grew up and never thought that the first meteor shower I saw was actually a projection. But it's so damn real. If I had known such a romantic scene, I should have confessed. I think I can confess successfully by stopping any woman on the street. Stop talking upstairs. I just tried it, and I'm on my way to the hospital now. Otherwise I can help you book a bed. You are so heartless. I'm not in Jiangnan City. I can't see it. It's so uncomfortable. Who recorded it? Hurry up and talk to me. Just now, the sky suddenly became extremely dark. As it darkened, a ray of light scratched the black curtain covering the sky. Then, one meteor after another passed by, like a grand fireworks display. But the fireworks were fleeting. In just 30 seconds, before anyone could be shocked, everything disappeared in a hurry. Oh my god, is this the end of the world? What's going on? It suddenly turned black, and there were meteors. Aliens are going to invade. Oh my god, run. The end of the world is here. I finally don't have to go to work, and I finally don't have to pay back the money. Two idiots. Haven't you heard of Wanji Reviewer? You can see it on platforms like Dalen Kuojiao. The boss is broadcasting live. The boss just did it with black technology. There was obviously a water friend watching the live broadcast on the street, and he explained to the panicked crowd around him. I've heard of it. I've seen his videos before. Is he broadcasting live? Oh my god, is this true? Why does it sound like bragging to me? Although several people found it unbelievable, they still took out their mobile phones and entered the Wanji Reviewer's live broadcast room. At the same time, after the first test was completed, Li Pingfan said something in the live broadcast room. The meteor shower shouldn't cause excessive panic. I wonder if there is any big shot who can give all the citizens of Jiangnan City a notice in advance. I may have to continue the operation. Or, in order not to cause social panic, I can choose a relatively open place to operate and only select people who already know and are willing to participate. How about it? Just as he finished speaking, Jarvis sent a message. Sir, some life forms have been detected, holding hot weapons, and are approaching you. Oh, someone is coming. Pingfan and the steel llama smiled and gently patted the operating instrument in front of him. Everyone, there is a little episode. I will dedicate a new program to everyone. Hell on Earth. Chapter 65 Hell on Earth. Hell is on Earth. Pingfan's voice became colder and colder. The projection content to be presented next will be based on me. In this range, only a few lucky viewers will participate. Don't worry, I will use a video recorder to broadcast the whole process live. This projection is more realistic and exciting. Viewers with high blood pressure and poor heart, please watch carefully. It will be very exciting. After the voice fell, Pingfan directly pressed the confirmation button on the console. This time, he didn't need to set the data to be projected in advance because the scene to be presented was built into the instrument itself. In 2099, when Blue Shadow Game Company launched this virtual reality experience instrument, it was one of the 10 scene copies it carried. It also won the trophy of the horror game champion that year. It is conceivable that this wild mountain with Pingfan as the center has become what it is now. Pingfan changed the projection range in advance and only controlled it around this wild mountain. Otherwise, it would easily cause panic if it was brought to the city. After all, in the product introduction, it was written that within 1 month of logging into the Hell on Earth instance, the number of people who died suddenly due to excessive fright reached double digits. The reason why Pingfan chose this instance was not because he was brave, but because he sat in the operating cabin extended from the operating table, so he would not be affected by the projected virtual world. For him, it was just watching a horror movie. Suddenly, the mountain was covered by a layer of blood-colored clouds, and the sky seemed to be stained with a layer of dark blood. There were bursts of black smoke around. The wind was mixed with some terrifying sounds, like a baby crying, and like a woman's miserable wailing. Suddenly, the temperature of the entire mountain dropped a lot because of the sudden appearance of this scene. Of course, it is not that the virtual reality experience device can really control the temperature. It just increases the experience so that players who enter the scene range will involuntarily feel the temperature drop. In fact, everything is normal and people outside the range will not feel anything. Around the wild mountain, 2 groups of people are groping towards the top of the mountain. What's going on? The satellite radar in my hand is out of service. Hey, where are you guys? One of them, just feeling the change in the surrounding environment, immediately looked at the satellite radar in his hand, but when he looked up again, his companions were nowhere to be found. Everyone was the same. They seemed to be unable to see their companions, and were just groping alone in this strange mountain. No matter how they walked, they could not get out of this mountain. The sky was getting darker and darker, and visibility became very low. A river appeared in front of this person, and a woman wearing a cloth skirt and long hair was washing clothes by the river. The man dressed as a soldier walked over with a gun in his hand. "Excuse me, how do we get down this mountain?" the soldier asked in a poor Chinese language. "Go down," the woman answered calmly, her tone without any warmth, as cold as the cold air from hell. You all come to this mountain to wash clothes? It's so far. Why?" "Because there is no one here." As she said this, the woman smiled stiffly, and her loose black hair was blown away by the wind. A face suddenly appeared. Originally, the soldier thought that it was the woman's back that rushed towards him. In fact, it was indeed her back, but her head was turned 360 degrees, her face was pale, and her eyeballs were bulging. The clear river water instantly turned bright red. What was flowing should be blood. In the large wooden basin in front of the woman, there were several human heads scattered. This scene frightened the soldier so much that he took several steps back and subconsciously raised his gun to fire a burst of shots. When the bullet passed through the woman's body, the woman suddenly turned into a wisp of black smoke, accompanied by a terrifying and miserable laugh, and disappeared between heaven and earth. The soldier was relieved to see the woman, oh no, the ghost disappear. However, the next moment, his pupils suddenly dilated, and his eyes stared straight at the large wooden basin in front of him. There were 3 bloody human heads in the wooden basin, with short golden hair on the heads. The faces looked the same, but the expressions were different. Looking closely, every face was him. God bless you. The soldier fired again, and shot at the wooden basin, and the wooden basin disappeared in the flames. Jack, why did you shoot? Don't you know that it will alert the enemy? At this time, another person's voice came from behind the soldier, one of his teammates. Dan, is that you? The soldier named Jack turned around, his face pale and sweating. What's wrong with you? Dan, you don't know what I just saw. Wait, Dan, why did you take a mask? Jack just said a sentence. His eyes fell on the bronze fang mask in the hand of the soldier. Dan, I just picked it up. It may be an antique treasure of China. How about it? Isn't it a bit handsome? I'll put it on and let you see it. Dan put the mask on his face. Don't wear things randomly. This place is weird. Jack hurriedly spoke to stop him. Really? The soldier Dan, who was wearing a mask, spoke a string of fluent Chinese language, or a woman's voice, which was unimaginably cold. It was the voice of the woman that Jack met by the river before. Damn it. After hearing the voice, Jack was startled and took several steps back. He held his gun and fired wildly again. This time, Soldier Dan did not disappear into black smoke, but fell straight to the ground. Jack gasped and touched him carefully. Dan, are you okay? When he reached out to take off the mask on Soldier Dan's face, his eyes tightened, his body staggered, and he almost fell to the ground. Because the face of the corpse was not his teammate Dan's, but his own. Such a scene was constantly reappearing in everyone who went up the mountain. It hit the last line of defense deep in their hearts. The horrible death was like a big net, wrapping them up, until they became crazy, until they completely lost their fighting consciousness, and wanted to escape from here like crazy. Hell. This is hell. After all, they didn't know that this was a fictional illusion. Unlike those who came in using instruments, the latter were players, who were mentally prepared in advance. They were passively involved, and would only treat this as a real thing. All the scenes in the Hell on Earth copy were broadcasted to the live broadcast room by the video recorder. Pingfan turned off the projection equipment. It was not because he was kind-hearted, but because he received a private message from the little fairy Zigzing, the real cross-dressing man. Moreover, even if the equipment was turned off, these people would not be able to get out of the psychological shadow left by Hell on Earth in a short time. Comrade Reviewer, these people have illegally invaded and have violated the law. Now my people are at the foot of the mountain. They will not disturb you. Let them take these invaders away. We will deal with them well. Pingfan actually did not expect it. He thought that the people who followed him would be arranged by the 8 Scenery Palace, but it seems that they were not. These people all looked like foreigners with blonde hair and blue eyes. It just so happened that he didn't want to finish off this mess. Now someone came to clean up the mess. Why not? Also, Comrade Reviewer, I have cleared the North Lake Square according to your request. The area is about 5,000 square meters and can be used for your projection. Pingfan did not reply to this private message, but said to the shocked fans in the live broadcast room, if you are in Jiangnan City, you can rush to Bihu Square now. In 10 minutes, we will officially open the pinnacle virtual world of this virtual reality experience device. It's called Chapter 66 Earth After the Evaporation of the Oceans. Fuck, even if I'm a spectator, a person who watches movies, I feel hairy inside. It's scary. It's really scary. I can't stand it. I really can't stand it. It can scare me to death. Are those people actors? I feel like one of them peed his pants. The anchor is awesome. He can even invite foreigners to be extras. I don't believe it. It should be a ghost movie for us. Can you share a resource? I also want to go and brush it with my girlfriend. It should be very exciting. My arms are so tall and firm. Your crotch is wet so quickly, you will pee first, and lose your girlfriend from then on. Scumbags, I won't talk nonsense with you. I'm going to Bihu Square now, to experience what the anchor's top virtual world looks like. Scumbags who are not in Jiangnan City, don't be envious. My great Jiangnan is mighty, my great anchor is awesome. 50 cents a piece, copy and delete. Water Army Party. Pingfan operated the instrument, narrowed the location to Bihu Square, and then began to import the data of the virtual world. Next, he just needed to wait quietly for 10 minutes. Time is up. At this moment, a large number of people had gathered in Bihu Square, and there was a group of armed soldiers guarding around the square to prevent accidents. Everyone listen to me now. Since the virtual world presented next will affect the environment you feel, if the sense of substitution is too real, you will find it difficult to adapt. For example, you will feel the temperature rise, feel difficulty breathing, and even feel that you have absorbed toxic gases. In fact, nothing happened in the real world. It's just that the experience brought to you by the virtual world is too real, so your brain keeps suggesting that there will be problems with your body. So, in order to avoid this situation, I will gradually slow down the experience of this virtual world and change it little by little as the virtual world progresses. Until the end, your experience is only about watching from a god's perspective. The name of this virtual world is Earth after the ocean disappears. It is created based on various data that are constantly deduced in the future, so it cannot fully represent the authenticity. Next, everyone will experience it slowly. At this moment, there are at least 5,000 people gathered in Bihu Square, maybe even more. Then, the virtual world was created, and the area of Bihu Square, which was less than 5,000 square meters, became a miniature version of the Earth. As the ocean suddenly disappeared, Pingfan's responsibility was to explain in the live broadcast room. The video camera flew over at this moment, synchronously filming the virtual world presented on Bihu Square. About 1.32 billion cubic meters of space will be vacated on the Earth, and the air will occupy the seabed within 30 seconds. The existing air on the Earth will instantly become extremely thin. As soon as the voice fell, the people who entered the virtual world immediately felt difficulty breathing. Everyone covered their necks with their hands, as if they were being strangled and couldn't breathe. As the experience gradually slowed down, this feeling disappeared bit by bit. As the seawater dries up and the ocean becomes land, it is equivalent to the average altitude of the Earth rising by 4,000 meters, and the temperature will drop by at least 24 degrees. All people living on the Earth will experience altitude sickness, dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, etc. will follow. Don't worry, the experience is gradually slowing down, and it will not really hurt you. As the asthenosphere on the seabed loses the pressure of the weight of the seawater, a large number of volcanoes will erupt in an instant. Natural disasters are sweeping in. What's worse is that oxygen is about to become a problem that threatens human survival. 70% of the Earth's appearance is provided by seaweed. After the seawater disappears, the seaweed plants will soon become extinct. Oxygen will become the most expensive luxury item of that era. The ocean occupies 97% of the water resources on the Earth, and the remaining 3% of the water can only exist in the form of ice crystals due to the cooling. In the virtual world, changes began with Pingfan's explanation. The air was thin, the atmosphere became turbid, and the sky was filled with sand and dust. Everyone covered their mouths and noses, and the seabed land after the ocean disappeared appeared in front of them, but what they welcomed was the eruption of countless submarine volcanoes. The extinction of marine plants and the plants on land are covered with ice crystals, which are precious water resources. As the scene progresses, what is presented in the virtual world now is the Earth 2 weeks after the ocean disappears. The ground is dry, cracks spread, and countless corpses have turned into bones due to exposure to the sun. Precipitation has completely disappeared in the current world. Drought has swept the world in an instant. The whole world will usher in the largest fire in history. The flames are fierce and continuously release toxic gases such as carbon dioxide. Fortunately, the experience of the participants has been greatly reduced. Otherwise someone would really have an accident in this situation. At this moment, the average temperature of the Earth has risen by 20 to 30 degrees. If your experience has not changed, you will all show signs of heat stroke due to psychological suggestion. Next, your experience will be completely deprived. With the vicious cycle of this sign, when the carbon dioxide concentration increases to 95%, the surface atmospheric pressure will be guaranteed to be 92 times. Humans can no longer survive. No, it should be that no living thing can survive because the temperature of the earth has soared to more than 400 degrees. It won't be long before the originally vibrant earth can no longer be called a blue planet because it has long looked like Venus. Venus, of course. I'm not talking about the perfect sister, but the only planet in the solar system without a magnetic field. Because its mass is similar to that of the Earth, it is called a sister planet of the Earth. However, Venus, which is second only to the moon in brightness in the night sky, is also called a forbidden area of life. Whether the ocean will disappear, no one knows or can say for sure. However, the ocean is constantly being destroyed, and nature will eventually maintain its balance. No matter what happens, it is not a good thing for humans, for the current humans. The meaning of this virtual world is very simple. Take care of the ocean. Don't think that it is okay to pollute and destroy it a little, because it accounts for a large proportion. I think everyone should understand. The miniature Earth in the virtual world has now become a dazzling new forbidden area for life. The fans who failed to participate in the live broadcast room were completely shocked by this virtual world. The blue planet, because of the disappearance of the ocean, has become a forbidden area for life under people's eyes. Drought, desert, heat wave. The strong wind has been blowing for a long time, and there is no green anymore. Even the drought-resistant cactus plants have become extinct. Next, what virtual world do you want to experience? I can continue to play in another city. Pingfan's interest was also fully mobilized. To shocking, the number of people in the live broadcast room continued to rise, and he wanted to take this opportunity to make people climb to the top. You can choose zombie siege, alien invasion, meteorite impact. Of course, I personally look forward to it more. Chapter 67, Zombie Attack Virtual World. What I'm looking forward to more is the primitive world. But don't worry, I won't say I think this time. I will open a voting option, and you can vote to determine which virtual world to open next. Pingfan chuckled twice, and soon opened a voting option on the 4 major live broadcast platforms. The virtual worlds that can be selected are alien invasion, zombie siege, meteorite impact, Mars immigration and primitive world. Shocked, I haven't come out of the shock brought by the virtual world of Earth after the ocean evaporates just now. Yes, it really makes people fall into contemplation, watching the Earth from a blue planet full of vitality, little by little into a life forbidden zone. It turns out that no matter what appears in this world, it is reasonable. Please stop complaining that the ocean occupies too much water resources. Without the ocean, we will find it difficult to survive. I want to play Zombie Siege. I will be the greatest killer in the end times. That's right. Please call me a killing machine without emotions. Is this the so-called I Can Do It series? Do you know what a zombie is? To experience that, it is better to choose to immigrate to Mars. Come to the meteorite impact. Let me feel what it is like to have death like the wind and always accompany me. Come to me. I will let you feel what it is like to have a withered chrysanthemum every day. The live broadcast audience of the 4 major platforms was shocked to the point that almost no one brushed the barrage, and after a moment of calm, it began to be lively again. Primitive world? Is it to create a world where primitive humans live for us? I'm very interested. Aliens are not bad either, to feel the impact of alien civilization. Anyway, it is better not to choose the meteorite impact. That's right, I think we can live 2 more days in other virtual worlds, but the meteorite impact is clearly intended to be a wave. The meteorite impact should be similar to the Earth after the ocean evaporates. Forget about promoting it with the theme of the end of the world. Soon, the voting ended. The highest vote was not the primitive world, although Pingfan liked the primitive world very much. However, since he said in advance that he would respect the fans, he would naturally not change it at will. The one with the highest number of votes in this game is Zombie Attack. It seems that everyone wants to experience the feeling of courting death. Very good. Next, I will choose a suitable location. Since it is a zombie siege, we can't just cover a city casually. This is far more dangerous than the life forbidden zone Earth we experienced before. Just when Pingfan was about to contact the big guys from all sides, someone in the live broadcast room spoke. Big reviewer, choose Nanling City. My family is developing a real estate project there, covering more than 200 acres. The real estate project has just started. I can clear out the people inside and use it as your evaluation site. How about it? The person who spoke was Mr. Zhao, who often gave Li Pingfan gifts at every turn and basically occupied the first place in every live broadcast. Li Pingfan naturally couldn't refuse his face. Okay, since Mr. Zhao is willing to help, please give me a detailed location and I will go over to set it up right away. The location is on the left side of Kyandao Lake in Nanling City. After arriving at Kyandao Lake, the big reviewer can naturally see a circled site. After knowing the location, Li Pingfan carried the operating table. On the mountain, he saw several law enforcement officers who detained the foreigners. For the first time, these law enforcement officers just gestured to him and did not disturb him. This still left a good impression on Li Pingfan. Boom. Soaring into the sky. When Li Pingfan landed again, he had already arrived at the community developed by Zhao Zhao's family. He found the highest floor to land and set up the operating table. Due to the limited space and the fact that the virtual world opened in this venue is somewhat dangerous and exciting, the number of players entering will be controlled within 500. The assembly time starts now for half an hour, and it will officially start in half an hour. The zombie siege dungeon was turned on. The video recorder shot in all directions, and the picture was synchronized to the live broadcast room. This piece of open space changed in an instant, from day to night, and a bright moon lamp hung in the dark night sky. The sharp alarm sounded through the silent city. That's right, after projection, this building area covering more than 200 acres became a peaceful and silent night sky. On the streets, various military armored vehicles were speeding, and the vehicles were full of fully armed personnel. These people were the NPCs that came with this virtual world. The 500 players who participated in it were panicking at the moment, and the two emotions of tension and excitement were constantly intertwined. Hey, you new recruits in the assault battalion, don't stand around and look around. Didn't you hear the alarm? Now it doesn't matter whether you have passed the training. Go to the armored warehouse to get your equipment immediately. The danger is coming. Outside the city, a thick black cloud close to the ground was rushing towards the city. It was called a black cloud, but in fact it was the dust kicked up by the mad rush. Yes, these players played the roles of new recruits in the assault battalion in the virtual world. Because the zombies attacked the city, these new recruits who had not passed the training could only carry guns and go into battle. Soon, everyone was armed. Commander, it's bad. The residential area in the north of the city is in danger. A large number of mutated zombies have the ability to climb rocks. Our city walls are useless. In the virtual world, the city is surrounded by high walls. There is a river in the east of the city. The west and south of the city are guarded by the assault battalion of the defense team. The north of the city is a residential area, but there is a wall several tens of meters high behind it. What? The commander is a big beard with a striking scar on his square face. Damn it. The big beard's face suddenly became ugly. The residential area used to be the safest place in the city, but because there are too many ordinary people, it is also the place with the weakest combat effectiveness. There are not enough defenders on the high wall in the north of the city. It will fall soon. Commander, need help. In addition to the sound of gunfire, there are also terrible roars on the intercom, which is extremely miserable. Hey, you new recruits, go to the high wall in the north of the city to provide support immediately. The residential area must not be captured. Once these zombies bite ordinary people, they will be infected with corpse poison. There are at least tens of thousands of ordinary people in the residential area. Once the virus spreads, the speed will be very fast. Morning Star City will become the next ruin, understand? The bearded commander had no choice. There were wolves in front and tigers behind. The assault battalion and the defense team had limited manpower, and the support from the rear could only be left to these new recruits. Each of you take 2 more high explosive mines and electric mines. Fully support the north of the city and guard the innocent people who depend on it for survival. Go. At this moment, the mission was officially delivered. The city was no longer silent. The alarms with flashing red lights on several high towers kept screaming, and the night sky was full of the smell of killing and blood. Go, go. The bearded commander shouted angrily, turned around immediately, and looked at the military partition built in front of him. The thick black cloud close to the ground had reached his eyes. In the black cloud, countless hideous zombies rushed over. Bang bang bang, bang bang bang. The sound of gunfire announced that the war had begun. Chapter 68 Crisis. The hideous zombies rushed towards the city like crazy, using their bodies as shields to withstand the rain of bullets. When the bullets hit their bodies, it was like hitting mud, leaving a pit of rotten meat and smelly blood. 500 lucky viewers, players who participated in this virtual world, followed the instructions, equipped with pills, and ran towards the north of the city. The streets were in complete chaos, and countless innocent people poured into the streets. It seemed that there was no safe place in this city anymore. On the walls dozens of meters high, you can see the defense team fighting with guns. Even though the sound of gunfire never stopped, zombies continued to climb up. It was shocking. Pingfan was standing at the highest point of the city that was about to fall. He was watching everything silently from a god's perspective. It makes me feel a little itchy. After all, as a otaku, he must watch American dramas. There was a time when The Walking Dead was his favorite. Oh my god. Why did I come to Jiangnan City to meet my online friends today? What online friends did I meet? Isn't being single good? My home is not far from Kyandeo Lake, and I must be one of the 500 lucky viewers. I really envy you. This exciting biochemical game is better than all online games now. It is such a realistic experience. I feel that it is more real than any zombie movie just by watching it. Look at that coward. He was scared to pee by the zombies falling from the sky. Cowardly, embarrassing men. You are walking, and a zombie falls from the sky, and it is smashed into mud. Can you not pee? Ignore the upstairs. He can go up to him, and he will pee, if he goes up to him. Do you want to wear the Iron Man armor to defend the city? No. Pingfan smiled and said, they and what you see in front of you are virtual worlds, but they are actually in the real world. Zombies, cities, and weapons are all virtual, not that they really hold weapons. Including the so-called high wall. Even if they fall from it, they just fall to the ground in reality. Boss, what should we do for those of us who can't participate? I'm so jealous. I also want to fight zombies and show my masculinity. Do you want to pee your pants in front of millions of people? The above person hit the nail on the head. Don't worry. If there is a chance, I will give out benefits so that most people can experience it. Thank you, host. I'm going to like it like crazy. Thank you +1. You are a real fan-loving host. That's right. This kind of conscientious host is rare. He doesn't let us give gifts. He is really a clear stream in the host world. Ahem. Today, if you want to give gifts, you can give more. Pingfan didn't feel slapped in the face. Who said that the income generated by this extra live broadcast today doesn't need to be given to the system? Zyrozao sent me a spaceship *9. I want to travel in space with you. Zyrozao sent me a spaceship *99. I want to travel in space with you. The domineering Zyrozao is here again. I guess I can't give gifts. I must have been holding back for a long time. By the way, isn't Mr. Zhao in the virtual world? He really loves his wife, fights zombies, and has to keep an eye on his sister-in-law's live broadcast room. Let's form a formation. The live broadcast room barrage that went off track again made Pingfan's face full of black lines. He simply stopped watching the live broadcast room and focused on the virtual world. I'm still a novice, and my psychological quality is a bit low. This kind of game experience feels completely different from playing games on a computer or other means. Many people can't hit zombies, even if they have guns. And these zombies can't die at all if they are not shot in the head. In this virtual world, using guns and mouse operations are completely different. It is simulated, based on detailed real data, and problems such as recoil and stability are real. Novices who have never touched a gun, let alone a rifle or a submachine gun, may not be able to hit even a pistol 10 meters away. Coupled with the problem of psychological quality, some people will be so scared that they will drop their guns when zombies suddenly appear. It's like a big man with a beard and a strong body rushing to the front. He quickly climbed up the high wall, and then a zombie with climbing ability suddenly jumped up and appeared in front of him. Then, he was scared and fell off the wall. Until now, the whole person is still lying on the ground, screaming and screaming, as if there are tears in his eyes. What surprised Li Pingfan was two people. These two people not only performed well in this game against zombies, but he also knew them. Song Wanling and King Li. King Li can be said to be the MVP among the 500 lucky spectators. She changed her rifle to single point shooting, and almost every shot hit the head. Song Wanling was like a lazy teammate, holding a gun and following King Li. When there were no bullets, she helped to change the gun, and then she was responsible for logistics. Although her combat ability was not strong, her psychological quality was better than that of the general public. After all, when her legs were crushed by the boulder, she did not show too much panic. The defense of the West City was breached. An emergency report came from a high tower in the city. Evacuate the people immediately and go to the underground air raid shelter. We must not let the virus spread again. The voice of the bearded man came again. But before everyone could deploy their strategies, the emergency report sounded again. The defense of the East City has been breached. Everyone, hold the last line of defense. We must not let the zombie virus spread again. Give all innocent people time to hide in the air raid shelter. To the east of the city is a river. It flows around the city. Everyone thinks that the river, which is about dozens of meters wide and more than 10 meters deep, and most importantly, has a fast flow, is the most natural and safe defense line. So no one cares. In fact, this game can no longer be completely regarded as a game. Its settings are almost real, and there will be countless unexpected crises in the real world. For example, at the beginning, the commander said that mutant zombies appeared in the north of the city and had the ability to climb high walls. At that time, you should have thought that the river might not be safe. I don't want to play anymore. This is too scary. Let me go. Mom, I want to go home. I want to go home. Reviewer, I'll kill you. Let me leave here. I can't stand it. Among the 500 lucky viewers, less than half are still alive at this moment. Of course, death means that their consciousness and experience will be separated, just like Li Pingfan, observing from a god's perspective. Among the more than 200 people alive, nearly 2/3 have lost their fighting consciousness. After all, they have seen zombies devouring those NPCs with their own eyes, but because the game experience is too high, and they are immersed in it, how can they tell who is the NPC, and who is the real player? Bite off the head and disembowelment. Even several zombies overwhelm one person, and eat them madly, with blood and bones turning up in the blink of an eye. Some people are bloodthirsty, watching their companions and comrades, and even innocent civilians being killed one by one, and rushing into the zombie group madly, wanting to show their magical powers. As a result, they were once again thrown to the ground and became meat. For a time, the sad atmosphere of death spread. The voice of the bearded commander sounded again on the tower. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelos. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 69, The End of the Experience. Tragic. Soldiers near the air raid shelter. Those who want to evacuate can hide in it. The new recruits in the assault battalion. Quickly hand over all your weapons and equipment to the veterans around you, and roll into the air raid shelter together. The bearded commander's voice seemed much older. This city can't be defended. 3 sides are in danger, and everything happened a little suddenly. Soldiers on the rest of the defense line, pull part of the battlefield back. I have applied for the highest level of destruction. I want all the zombies that persecute the human world to be buried here. The bearded commander's voice was full of lofty sentiments. The surviving players may not understand, nor do they know what the highest level of destruction is. Some people are even complaining. Don't you know to use the high level destruction earlier? Let so many people die here. I won't accompany you anymore. You take human life as an excuse and hide secret weapons to lay eggs. Fuck. Arsehole commander, the failure of this battle is all because of your mediocre and incompetent command. It's better to let me be the commander. People kept throwing down their equipment and running towards the air raid shelter. You still dare to call us rookies? The soldiers are all sloppy, and the generals are all sloppy, incompetent. Retreat. Retreat. Damn it. I don't want to play anymore. I want to go home. I miss my mom. Reviewer. I will definitely unfollow you. You scared me to death. Woo 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 woo. Me too. I want to go home and change my pants. I won't play again. Look again. Those who chose to retreat were the survivors among the 500 lucky players. None of the NPCs born in this city, that is, in the virtual world, dropped their weapons. Even those who were responsible for guiding innocent people in the city did not hide in the air raid shelter. Everyone looked solemn, silently picked up the weapons that were dropped, and tried to pull the battlefield inside. Hey, what are you doing? Why are you civilians running outside instead of going to the air raid shelter? A lucky player who retreated saw people running from the air raid shelter, and judging from their clothes, they should be civilians in this city. Most of them were men. Most of them were young and middle-aged people and the elderly. There is limited space and supplies in the air raid shelter. We have hands and feet, and we will never live in vain and fight these zombies. We are protecting our wives and children. Give me the gun. I'll go. People of our age, even if we escape in the air raid shelter, how long can we live? It's better to leave the chance of survival to women and children. They are the hope of the future. You are sick. Didn't you apply for the highest level of destruction? Aren't you sure you can destroy all the zombies? And you are acting like you are parting with life and death. Hurry up. Have you heard that there is limited space in the air raid shelter? We have to hurry up. Hey, what are you looking at? After a few lucky players chatted with the civilians who rushed over to join the battlefield, one of them suddenly looked at the old man. That person happened to be Mr. Zal. He kept thinking about the old man's words in his mind. A chance to survive? You go. After thinking about it, Mr. Zal pushed away his companion's hands, picked up the weapons they dropped, and chased after them. What are you doing? Never mind. Let's hurry up. The air raid shelter was closed. The voice of the bearded commander was heard again from the tower. The highest level of destructive strike has been dispatched. Brothers of the assault battalion and the defense team, use up every round of ammunition in your hands and throw every grenade out. Let these monsters accompany this city and purify it together. The bearded commander's voice had just fallen. In the sky, a burning object crossed the sky and rushed towards them. King Mui, Song Wanling and Mr. Za did not hide in the air raid shelter. Only then did they know what the so-called destructive strike was. Boom. With a loud bang, a huge mushroom cloud surged over the city called Morning Star. Along with the energy generated by the explosion, a wave of air spread out from the center of the explosion. Wherever it passed, countless buildings fell to the ground. In a blink of an eye, this city, which was peaceful and tranquil before the zombies attacked the city, was completely turned into ruins. The copy ended. Shocking. The virtual world disappeared bit by bit. 500 lucky viewers returned to the real world again, with no zombies, no death, and no blood in front of them. The sky became clear again. But that atmosphere still lingered in the hearts of the 500 people. We have experienced death, the end of the war, and even humanity at the last moment. There are not enough places in the air raid shelter. Have you ever seen young people and the elderly give up the chance to escape and rush out? Have you ever seen someone relying on physical strength to drive out women and children just to survive? I think some people may say that it is not a real death. Sorry, they are not NPCs in the game. This game is different from ordinary games. It will not start over. This game has a large setting and is promoted on a timeline. So, the destruction of this Morning Star City means that it is completely destroyed in the game. Those so-called NPCs will never be resurrected or appear again. Li Pingfan's words rang out in the sky and in the live broadcast room. Shocking. Especially the last scene. The guards led by the bearded man surrounded the air raid shelter with their bodies as a flesh wall and their backs to the air raid shelter. From beginning to end, no one thought of retreating. The old men who ran out of the air raid shelters did not fight with the young men for weapons, but rushed towards the zombies, engaging them in close combat to delay time. Even if they had to die, they wanted to die first, buying some time for the elite troops behind them to kill a few more zombies. Perhaps someone will ask, isn't all this designed by the game developers? I'll tell you now, it's not. The personalities of each NPC in the game are imported into the big database in reality, and they will restore human personalities in the most realistic way. In addition to this city, there are other cities in this virtual world, and some have fallen. In one city, the commander first released civilians with no combat power in order to survive, attracting zombies and giving himself a chance to survive. Human nature is the most difficult to figure out and test. You are very lucky. Although you failed to defend the city, you have experienced the war mist scene in this virtual game world. This live broadcast ends here. The next live broadcast time will be the same as before. Please support me. I will take out this instrument from time to time for friends who can't participate this time to experience it. See you there. After that, Pingfan, wearing Iron Man armor, waved to everyone, picked up the operating table, flew into the air, and disappeared into the clouds. King Mui looked at the traces of Pingfan's departure, with mixed feelings in her heart. How great it would be if it was him. There was no way. Pingfan's suspicion was completely cleared. After all, he had the honor to appear in the same frame with the reviewer during the first live broadcast. Moreover, she later checked and found that the winning time was indeed a coincidence. Ding ding ding. Just when King Mui was staring at the sky absent-mindedly, her cell phone suddenly rang. King Mui, your physical data just now seemed. Chapter 70. Try again. Sister King Mui, Iron Man is still so cool and free to come and go. This time, it's really thanks to you for bringing me here in advance. Otherwise, I really don't know when I can see him again. Song Wanling's eyes seemed to have stars. She put her hands together in front of her chest and looked at the sky where Pingfan disappeared. She didn't want to blink for a long time. Hey, Sister King Mui, why don't you say anything? Song Wanling turned her head curiously and found that King Mui was holding the phone to her ear with one hand. Her eyes were also looking at the sky where Iron Man disappeared, just like her before, even though it was covered by a layer of thick clouds. Sister King Mui, you are not in love with Iron Man too, are you? Song Wanling's eyes were full of vigilance, as if she was looking at a rival in love. What? King Mui swore that she was just thinking about something. As for the angle of looking up, it was purely coincidental. Sister King Mui, if you like it too, you can tell me, and we will compete fairly. Okay, silly girl, don't let your imagination run wild. Go back by yourself. I have something to do, and I have to leave for a while. During this period of time, the two of them have developed into close friends who can talk about anything. You know, King Mui's original mission was to monitor Song Wanling, but she didn't expect to meet Pingfan, the suspect of their Biao Palace. Who knew it would turn out like this? If this matter was reported back to Biao Palace, I'm afraid no one would believe it. King Mui, once known as the first killing machine of Biao Palace, she never talked about any emotions. On an unknown street in Nanling City, a black car stopped beside King Mui. The window rolled down. Captain King, get in the car. Your physical data seems to have improved. I'm going to take you back for a checkup now. Oh. King Mui's cold face did not show any emotion. She calmly opened the car door and sat in. After a while, the car stopped at the junction of Nanling City and Jiangnan City, where there is a temporary base of Biao Palace. Team King, according to the fluctuation of your body data, your body data has increased significantly when you were in the virtual game world. Perhaps, participating in that game will have a certain impact on the human body. Soon. King Mui in the temporary base changed into a tight combat uniform and began to check various things. Whether it was punching power, reaction speed, or gunmanship evaluation. The overall conclusion was that it had improved. There was a significant improvement. Hiss, can the black technology of the future have such an effect? Let humans participate in virtual game interactions and enhance physical fitness? Everyone was shocked. King Mui's physical data did not improve much, but for someone like her who had already reached the peak, it was very difficult to get a little improvement. Unexpectedly, in just over an hour, Team King, the headquarters has ordered that last time the Beijing Palace rented the space anti-gravity test field, this time we must find a way to rent this virtual reality experience device from the reviewer. It may help my Biao Palace rise again. Pingfan didn't know this hidden effect of the virtual reality experience device. After all, he didn't experience it himself. At this time, in the ocean house, Pingfan sat aside with a look of annoyance. The mermaid came over and stood behind him obediently, and the blue weird face was still docile. Damn, It's so fucking hard to play. Why can't I meet that kind of NPC who sacrifices himself for others? That's right. Pingfan, who returned to the ocean house, couldn't wait to start a virtual world game experience, and the game he experienced was also a zombie siege. Unfortunately, he met a commander who cheated his father. He took the initiative to put the zombies into the residential area and then use the recruits to defend, which bought time for the commander and a group of his subordinates to escape. Fuck. Pingfan was very angry. His ending was to save an old man, and when the zombies rushed over, the old man pushed him over and ran away. Disgusting. Look at the old men they met, one by one, leading by example, using themselves as bait. You bunch of scum. Pingfan was extremely annoyed. This live broadcast does not require data statistics, and the system will not conduct a comprehensive evaluation. The income from the live broadcast is not bad. Although Pingfan did not go to count, there are always hundreds of thousands. If it happens again, I don't believe that my luck can always be so bad. After thinking about it, Pingfan turned over and stood up, brushed off the dirt on his butt, and turned on the virtual reality experience device again. The location was selected as the ocean house, and the zombie siege virtual world was red again. The scene changed. The whole world was blowing yellow sand. The ground was full of cracks, and the heat waves were surging upwards. In the distance were the ruins of a city, and countless buildings were burning in flames. Pingfan was wearing a brown loose combat uniform, with a row of various grenades hanging around his waist, a gun in his hand, another on his back, and a huge backpack. Newcomer, this is your first official mission after graduating from the assault camp. After adapting, Pingfan found that there were several people around him, 3 men and 2 women, a total of 6 including him. They were all dressed the same. On their left chests, they all had something like a medal hanging. The Sword Squad. The newcomer should be on a mission for the first time, and he was scared silly. A short-haired girl covered her mouth with her hand and let out a string of silver bell-like laughter. In fact, Pingfan had not adapted. Now he understood the role he played in this game. He should be a newcomer who had just graduated from the training camp and then went out with a team to investigate the mission. It's bad luck. We came out to collect supplies, but we didn't expect to encounter zombies attacking the city. It's a pity that this city is destroyed. In the team, a bald man who was over 2 meters tall and as big as 2 Pingfan complained. The key is that his voice is very nice and gentle, which doesn't fit his character of a steel man and a muscular man at all. Nasa. Hey, didn't I say you can't call people nicknames? Newcomer, if you keep doing this, I won't play with you anymore. Damn, not only the voice is similar, but the character is also similar. Shouldn't your character kill people directly if you are a little unhappy? Try not to nag if you can use your fists. How come it's the other way around? Sorry. Pingfan couldn't stand it anymore. He tried his best to hold back his smile, but the slightly raised corners of his mouth still betrayed him. What a damn character. It's funny. This city is called Huangjiang City. The defense team stationed here is very powerful. What size zombie swarm can destroy this place? The leader of the team had just finished speaking, and Pingfan hadn't had time to look at who it was. He was attracted by a few words in his words. What? Where is this place? Chapter 71. You can call me Bangban. Huangjiang City? Pingfan is very familiar with this word. That's right. Just now, more than 10 minutes ago, he was framed by a bad commander, and the final result was that he was eaten by a large group of zombies. He was in Huangjiang City, a new recruit in an assault battalion in Huangjiang City. He was ruthlessly used as cannon fodder and died miserably. No application for the highest level of destruction was made here. Explosives should have been buried in the city and ignited to kill the zombies. It seems that the commander of this city is quite capable. Yes, so many zombies died here, which has indeed made a great contribution to the fight against disasters. I just don't know how the commander of this city is. Light up the flare and inform the federations of other nearby cities that support is no longer needed here. Pingfan seemed to be cursing. Are these teammates all big brains? They actually think that the commander of this city is a good person? Ugh. Bullshit. Newcomer, you and Lan go to the surrounding area, wipe out the zombies that are still lingering, and then look for the traces of people who escaped from this city. Yes, I think we should let the newcomer get more experience. He is really too green. It is probably the first time he has seen such a large-scale war. He was so scared that he couldn't speak. Newcomer, did you hear that? Why are you stunned? Ah, cough cough. Pingfan just realized that there was no way his identity in this game had been replaced. He could only obey the task honestly. Fortunately, Lan was another long-haired girl in their team. She had a healthy wheat-colored skin and gave people a sense of vigor and determination. Newcomer, follow my pace. If you encounter zombies, I can't protect you well. It's still unclear who will protect whom. Pingfan gave such a reply without giving in. Lan, this new guy should be to your liking. You can check nearby and report the news in time. I know, but it's not necessarily two people who come back. After that, the girl named Lan stretched out her hands to braid her long hair into a ponytail and walked away without looking back. Pingfan could only quickly follow. He had a bad feeling about this NPC, but because she was an NPC, he didn't care. When the zombies come, they will definitely bite you first. I'm the protagonist, so I'm not afraid. It's a bit weird. In a blink of an eye, the two had walked a few miles away. Lan suddenly stopped, looked at the yellow soil under her feet, and asked a question. There are traces of human movement here, but the scale is not large. Could it be that not many people escaped from that city? Lan is a capable general. Just by tracking the traces of human movement on the ground, she can determine how many people and horses have passed through this road. Nonsense. Pingfan thought so in his heart, but he didn't say it out loud. Huangjiang City has a population of nearly 100,000. Except for the commander and his dozens of subordinates, all the others who escaped were buried here. Pingfan has a deep understanding of this. Because he is one of them. Be careful. Suddenly, Lan stopped, stretched out his hand to hold Pingfan, and the two leaned down. Just in front of them, there was a few meters high earthen crater. There was a rustling sound from the earthen crater, which was not like human. As the two moved closer little by little, they found several zombies on the other side of the earthen crater. These zombies were eating two corpses together, and the blood was still flowing. It seemed that they had just died. Soldiers of the assault battalion of Huangjiang City. Pingfan said this. Lang turned his head curiously. How did you know? When I was in the training camp before, I remembered the uniforms of the assault battalions and guards of various cities. I just happened to know it. Pingfan explained casually, and Lan did not delve into it. These two just died not long ago. Yes. Lang nodded again. To kill these zombies, do not use hot weapons. Carry the alloy daggers with you. There are 3 of us, and 2 of you. Is there any problem? No. Behead them with one strike. Remember, I see that these zombies are not all of them. There may be some. After that, Lang waved her hand and gave the order. She and Pingfan bypassed the earthen ditch and surrounded them from 2 directions. If Pingfan had not played a game alone before, he would have found it difficult to overcome the psychological barrier. Now, when he thought about being eaten to death by several zombies in the last game, he could not help but ignite a burst of anger. They all have to die. Pingfan and Lan attacked at the same time. Of course, Lan, this woman, looked a little unpopular, but she was very skillful. One shot into the soul, poisonous dragon drilling knife, guanine root cutting technique. 3 different knife techniques cut off the heads of 3 zombies, and Pingfan relied on his explosive power. He suddenly rushed over, holding the knife with both hands, and chopped off one heavily. The last zombie was solved by Lan's rocket push. There was no other way. Pingfan was really unable to learn all the unique skills that Lan knew. He couldn't learn them because his realm didn't allow him to learn them. It hurts. You still need to practice. I don't know how you graduated from the training camp. Lan shook the blood off the knife and showed a look of disgust. Krypton Gold Halo. You NPCs don't understand. What? Why learn Krypton Gold Halo instead of learning the OE18 styles taught in the training camp? What's the use of a nice name? It still depends on the actual operation. Lang kicked a zombie's head away and taught with the tone of an experienced person. Forget it. It's quite difficult to communicate with you. Keep tracking. I don't think there will be many survivors. Why? Haha, I came from Huangjiang City. Why? 2 soldiers fell here and let them be eaten. There were only a few zombies with low combat effectiveness. There were no signs of fighting nearby. I don't think there will be many survivors. Li Pingfan analyzed calmly. The main reason was that he was a second-time player. This is a pure bug that defies the heavens. New soldier, it seems that you are not completely useless. By the way, what is your name? My name is Li Yuban. You can call me Banban. Why does it sound a bit feminine? Yuban, Banban. Were you particularly fat before? Or do you simply like this word? Neither. It's just that, when I heard you call me Banban, it sounded like you were calling me dad. Lan is not the kind of person who allows others to tease her. When she saw Li Pingfan saying this seriously, she had already clenched the knife in her hand. But, at the same time, there was a natural ditch not far from the earthen ditch, covered with a thick layer of weeds. The weeds suddenly trembled, as if something was about to come out. The 2 people instantly looked at the ditch nervously and entered a fighting state. The weeds were lifted up, and a hand poked out. There were no sores, no rotten flesh, no dirty blood. It was a healthy hand, just like a normal person. Just when those hands lifted the thick grass and revealed a head, Li Pingfan's pupils widened instantly, and his eyes were filled with bloodshot in an instant. Chapter 72. I satisfy your request. Treddy. The bloodshot in Li Pingfan's eyes was not because he was sleepy. It was not because he had pink eye. It was simply caused by anger. This grandson took the initiative to open the protective gate of the residential area, allowing those unarmed and low combat civilians to attract the attention of the zombies and give him a chance to escape. The people of the whole city were used as bait. Perhaps those zombies did not expect that this huge and difficult to attack Huangjiang City would actually be their paradise in their corpse life. Everything was attributed to this mediocre and incompetent commander. Now Li Pingfan may understand why the 2 soldiers fell here and became food. Maybe it was to delay some time. You damn guy. Just as Li Pingfan was about to rush over, Lan strode forward. Are you the commander of Huangjiang City? Treddy, are you from the sword squad? Treddy recognized the badges worn on the chests of Li Pingfan and Lan, and looked at the zombies that fell to the ground and died tragically, and his legs, that were originally trembling, stabilized. That's right, he didn't know Li Pingfan. Not to mention that Li Pingfan's character this time was different from the last time. Even if Li Pingfan didn't change his game character identity, the fat guy wouldn't recognize him. There were countless soldiers in the entire Huangjiang city, and Li Pingfan was just a rookie, so how could Treddy remember him? After all, Treddy was a tyrant who only knew how to enjoy a good life. These damn zombies, and my dearest subordinates. Treddy's fat face soon showed a sad expression, and he rushed up and kicked several zombie corpses. Why are you so stupid? The city is broken. What's the use of me as a commander? In order to save me, you are willing to be a sacrifice. Treddy choked for a while, and he stood up high for his character, like a kind-hearted leader. How can I be the hope of Huangjiang City? It's obviously you and the people who are. Why did you save me and disobey my orders? Huangjiang City has been broken. Li Pingfan stepped forward and said calmly, Commander Treddy, you are lucky. Bah. Treddy spitted, what lucky are you talking about? It's a mistake for me to be alive. I should live and die with Huangjiang City. I'm the commander of Huangjiang City. All the soldiers and the people of Huangjiang City choose to trust me, but I survived. Commander Treddy, calm down. We still need to know the detailed information of the zombie siege. Now that things have come to this, you should not blame yourself too much. Lang felt a little reluctant. To be honest, Treddy's acting ability is very strong and outstanding. If Li Pingfan had not experienced the previous copy, he would also regard Treddy as a talented commander who cares about all the people in the city. Unfortunately, this is not the case. That's enough. I shouldn't be alive. The city is destroyed, and people are dead. What qualifications do I have to live? I want to be with Huangjiang City. Okay. Bang. Li Pingfan sneered, and casually threw a dagger he was carrying in front of Treddy. You should commit suicide to apologize. Treddy, who was originally angry, froze when he saw the dagger falling at his feet. Asshole, new soldier, what are you doing? Commander Treddy has just experienced the blow of the city being destroyed and people being killed. You are still provoking him now. If something unexpected happens, can you afford it? Lan scolded angrily. Hearing Lan's defense, Treddy gritted his teeth and bent down to pick up the dagger. Please wait for me to express my apology to the Human Federation. I have failed their trust and failed to defend Huangjiang City. I don't deserve to live in this world. Don't stop me. Don't stop me. I will stab anyone who dares to stop me. Treddy looked crazy, like a wild dog that had broken free from its reins, or the kind with rabies. Pingfan crossed his arms and watched Treddy's performance quietly. Just as Lan was about to speak, Pingfan stopped him. Commander Treddy, we will convey your guilt to the Human Federation. You, go and die in peace. Are you crazy? Lan stared at Pingfan in disbelief. Treddy was also confused. Why didn't he stop him? Was he really going to stab himself? It should be very painful. Bang. Treddy burst into tears and reached out to drop the dagger. I just calmed down. Thank you for your advice and untied my heart. I really shouldn't die like this. The people of the city and countless officers and soldiers exchanged my life. How can I die because of self-blame? I should live with guilt and self-blame, and continue to contribute my abilities to the Human Federation. Who the hell stopped you? If you want to die, die quickly. Of course, Pingfan also thought that Treddy would not commit suicide. Commander Treddy, I'm glad you can figure it out. Lan breathed a sigh of relief, although he also felt that something was wrong. The Morning Star City was breached by zombies, and the Human Federation requested the highest level of destructive strike. All the women and children in the city survived, but the commander, the assault battalion, the guard team, and nearly 500 new recruits were all killed in the battle and fell along with the Morning Star City. When the Human Federation search and rescue team went there, they found that the city was breached because Gaoqiang and Jiang Liu could no longer stop the zombies, and the zombies had mutated. Moreover, within a radius of 500 meters above the air raid shelter in the city, no signs of fighting with zombies were found. The commander, the soldiers, and the young and middle-aged people in the city built a human wall for the air raid shelter. What do you mean? The commander of Morning Star City perished with the city, so should I die with Huangjiang Cheng? Besides, how do you know that I don't want to die with Huangjiang Cheng? It's obvious that they didn't give me this opportunity. My kind and simple city people and loyal subordinates are fighting to keep me alive. Do you know my significance? I also want to die in battle, but I don't have the chance. Otherwise, you can help me and kill me. Bang. Pingfan waited for Treddy to finish his words, and then he shot him in the head. As soon as he finished, blood splattered. I've never heard of such a request. Maybe I'm too helpful. Pingfan shrugged, put his spear on his back, and turned around. The cool wind blew, and his special uniform rustled. There was a kind of demeanor of going against the wind, a ruthless death god. This scene shocked Lan. It's not a pity that he died. In fact, I think you are not stupid. No one in the city survived. The air raid shelters were not even opened. Go to the city and take a closer look. The killing was clearly spreading from the residential areas. The zombies rushed straight into the residential areas. This fat man deserved to die. No, Li Yuban, you. What? It doesn't matter. You can go back and tell the captain that I killed Treddy. It doesn't matter. No, Li Yuban, can you please look back? Can you stop pretending? Chapter 73 Goodbye, the peak of life. Knock your mother. Pingfan, who always prided himself on being gentle and modest, cursed for the first time. For no other reason, he died in the virtual world again. Although firing the gun satisfied the demand of the rubbish Commander Treddy and made him feel a little relieved, it was that shot that attracted a group of zombies. A huge black mass, like a demonic cloud, rushed towards him and Lan. There was no chance to even ask for help. Of course, in this situation, asking for help would only be a pitfall for teammates. With zombies of this size, the entire sword squad came over just to make them eat more. They didn't foolishly fight with the zombies, nor did they become food for the zombies. Instead, at the critical moment, he and Lan looked at each other, pulled the grenade and ignited it. Boom. 2 mushroom clouds rose into the sky, and in addition to them, a wave of zombies were also sent away. It's only been a while, and I've experienced death twice. The first time, I didn't have the chance to detonate the grenade, and was directly pressed to the ground by a group of zombies and rubbed, and then used as food. The second time, I was directly blown into ashes. I don't want to play anymore. I must quit the game addiction. Otherwise, play it again. Yes, just once. I will never play it again after one time. It was not until the day before the next live broadcast evaluation. Pingfan returned to reality from the virtual world of Zombie Siege. In the past few days, in addition to attending classes on time every day, he spent most of the rest of his time fighting in the virtual world of zombies. There is no way. It's so easy to get addicted. It smells so good. Through the continuous brushing of dungeons in the past few days, his survival time has also increased little by little, from paddling at the beginning to surviving for a full 8 hours on the longest day. In 8 hours, he and the guards guarded the city together, and more than 500 zombies died in his hands. I feel that my strength has increased a little. Pingfan, lying on the lawn of Ocean House, panted. He had just gone through 8 hours of bloody fighting. The final result was that, because of physical exhaustion, he felt dizzy and fell straight off the wall and died. Although it was a bit tragic, with the continuous exploration in the past few days, Pingfan finally discovered something. Could it be that the physical fitness I enhanced in the virtual world will also come to the real world? Pingfan was a little surprised. If this was true, the benefits of this virtual reality experience device would be too great. In order to verify this theory, he turned on the video recorder at the same time, and then connected to the second one through the split brain, using one brain for 3 purposes. In the past, when he used one brain for 3 purposes, although he would not faint directly, he could obviously feel the effort. The brain would become particularly dull, and the whole person's reaction ability would greatly decline. But now, it's better. It can be felt. It can even forge mental strength. Pingfan was surprised. Whether physical fitness is enhanced is actually far less real to him than strengthening mental strength. Of course, it doesn't mean that he doesn't value physical fitness, but mental strength is more important to him for the time being relative to the current situation. Fortunately, I haven't sold the virtual reality experience device technology before. Just as the live broadcast evaluation ended, after Pingfan finished the first round of the Zombie Siege copy, he received a message from the official Penguin Games. They are willing to bid 50 million, exclusively contract this technology, and then vigorously develop it, and the ownership is still Pingfan. They are just an agent. 50 million. That string of numbers attracted Pingfan's attention, and he admitted that he was tempted. With this money, he can eat as many ribs as he wants, and he can buy buckets of instant noodles in the future. He doesn't have to lick the lid when drinking yogurt, and he doesn't have to suck on the stick when eating ice cream. He doesn't have to evade the fare when taking the bus, and his back is straight when walking on the street. Life, if you are not careful, you will reach the peak. Of course, it was just a moment of excitement. He planned to think about it for a few days. At least he would play it first, and get addicted first. In addition, he wanted to see if other game companies were interested in bidding. A little more money means a little more success in life. But now, he has thought it over. Goodbye, 50 million. Goodbye, the opportunity to reach the pinnacle of life. This thing can only be kept in my own hands. Hey, system, come out and talk to me about tomorrow's review props. I feel distressed now. I don't know if it felt Pingfan's lost mood. The beast came over and took the initiative to approach, gently stroking Pingfan's shoulder. As if to say, don't be afraid, you won't lose me, no matter what you lose. Pingfan turned around and looked into the eyes of the mermaid. Eulalie nodded with expectation, showing a happy expression, waiting for Pingfan's praise. Why are you here? If you don't go to the sea to continue touching stones, go quickly. You have to earn back the 50 million I lost, understand? Fortunately, this version of Eulalie can't speak, otherwise it is possible to curse. Otherwise, we can only squeeze the Institute of Geology and Biology and raise prices. This will not affect the market balance. Who let the entire market have been monopolized by Pingfan for a long time? There is no way. It is easy to make money if you have technology. System, come on, let me preview tomorrow's live broadcast content. What props are there? Let me see first. Given the host's outstanding extra evaluation results, although not participating in the comprehensive evaluation, the performance evaluation has reached S level. Wait a minute, how is this level evaluated? Am I already S level now? Level evaluation is based on current influence. For example, if the host has opened all platforms and can broadcast live on the entire Earth, the last performance can only get D. Pingfan roughly understood what it meant. The evaluation is based on the current situation. The total number of people in the last live broadcast is probably in the 8 digits, or even more. It is normal to get an S evaluation. Wait, you said that given my extra live broadcast results, is there another change in this live broadcast? Tomorrow's live broadcast, the host will evaluate a customized prop, without choice. In addition, 2 new live broadcast platforms will be opened, and an evaluation task will be provided. The comprehensive score of the live broadcast evaluation must reach a level. After completing the task, you can get a reward. Let me ask about the reward first. After completing the task, the host can get a temporary super-dimensional live broadcast. The system can randomly select a parallel world and let the host go to the parallel world to conduct a live broadcast evaluation task. What the hell? I can go to another world to conduct an evaluation live broadcast now. Pingfan was still very nervous. Although he has become stronger now and has several sets of black technology, the parallel world may not be as easy to fool as the Earth. It's just temporary, an extra chance. Come, let me see what the customized props to be evaluated tomorrow are. It sounds so attractive. I can't help it. Chapter 74 Space Blade. Come here, can I see if they are here? The host is a liar. He said that we would see them before the live broadcast ended, but he mercilessly turned off the live broadcast. Hey, if you hadn't mentioned it, I would have forgotten what the host said. It's mainly because a zombie siege virtual world is too shocking, and people have forgotten it. Let's not talk about anything else. Let's give some gifts first. Whoever gives gifts will be kicked out. Before Pingfan could finish his opening remarks, he was shocked by a series of barrages. There are too many people. That's right, the live broadcast effect of the virtual reality experience device last time was so good that it reached the peak of his life. At the beginning of this live broadcast, the total number of people in the 4 major live broadcast rooms that had a foundation rushed straight to 5 million. And judging from this momentum, it will continue to rise. The host's personality is really unpredictable. Didn't he ask us to give some gifts last time? Yes, host, give us a chance to loosen our bulging wallets. They are really too full. Upstairs, you can recharge me. We don't want to be free girls. Let us top up. Let us give gifts. The first anchor who does not allow fans to give gifts, and also threaten to kick anyone who gives gifts. For no other reason, just this point, I became a fan. Before the live broadcast, there is something I want to tell you. This live broadcast has opened 2 new platforms, namely, SYNOPSIS Live and New Live. I hope you can go there to help increase the popularity. I won't say anything extra. If the popularity reaches the standard, the virtual reality experience device has been charged. Understood, Oklahoma. Brothers, let's not talk about anything else. It's okay to divide 1 million people on each of the 2 live broadcast platforms. Open up the territory for the reviewer boss, and immediately conquer SYNOPSIS Live and New Live. No problem, such a simple task of attracting traffic is simply not difficult. Thanks for the help of my family. Okay, let's officially start today's live broadcast. Hello everyone, welcome to the weekly live broadcast room of Wanji Reviewer. I'm your friend, Wanji Reviewer. Pingfan is still in the ocean house. Ahem. Thank you. There is no need to say more. The opening remarks can be skipped. We just want to see where Lele is. Let Lele show its face, just once. Yes. I suspect that the host has already cooked Lele. Tell me, are you going to braise it or steam it? Ahem. Why am I drooling? The person upstairs is a BT. Steam your sister. The person upstairs is actually a man-eating demon who wants to steam someone's sister. If it were me, I would. I feel like someone is about to drive a car. Be careful to be kicked out. Come here and I'll take you to see it. It's in the deep sea now. Let's introduce the content of this live broadcast first. Pingfan once again put the live broadcast room on track. It's too difficult for him as a host. At the beginning, people called him to show his face. Later, they were all crazy about his sister-in-law. Now Lele has become the protagonist and is forced to open every day. Please ask the host to start introducing the second prop directly. After all, we all know about the 100-fold wrist strength ball that is used to show its presence every day. By the way, what kind of shadow does the anchor have on the arm strength ball? Could it be? I'm a little excited for some reason. I really want to know what props will be evaluated in this live broadcast. Everyone, there is only one prop to be evaluated in this live broadcast. This is a customized evaluation live broadcast, so there is no such thing as a 100-fold arm strength ball. As the live broadcast time passed, the total number of online users on the 6 major platforms has reached nearly 10 million, and there is still a growing momentum. Anchor, I'm late. I'm still in Nanling City. If there is another zombie siege, I will kill them and chop them to death. Has the upstairs bought diapers? The scene of you peeing last time has been recorded by us. It is very real. Anchor, I bought the earliest train and rushed here overnight. My nickname is the Zombie Terminator King. Let me come. I want to be a leader. I will never play again, but if the virtual world is still created in Nanling City this time, I can still go and see it. What? The upstairs is bold? Did your mother come with you this time? Everyone calm down. Let's do the normal live broadcast evaluation first. If we have time after the end, we will experience the virtual reality experience device again. Pingfan coughed lightly and pointed his finger at the sky. He had to come at his own pace. If he was not careful, he would be led astray. It was uncomfortable. Come on, tear the sky apart. As his voice sounded, a crack suddenly appeared in the sky. A thin cardboard box that was no longer than an arm fell out of the crack and landed right in front of Pingfan. Domineering, tearing the sky apart. Hiss, love it. Am I the only one who feels a little bit second year? Yes, only you. You are electricity. You are light. Forgive me for not memorizing the lines. In fact, it's not just you. I also feel a little bit second year. Anchor, let's be normal. After all, we are used to it. Ahem. Pingfan used a light cough to cover up his embarrassment. He bent down to pick up the fallen cardboard box and held it in his hand. This item is from the same era as the weather control console that we didn't choose in the last formal evaluation. It is a product of the middle black technology from the first level civilization world. Do you remember the weather control console? It is a black technology that can control any weather, including natural disasters. It can absorb the energy generated by all natural disasters for the development of civilization. Comparatively speaking, the item to be evaluated today is already a common item that everyone can get in the 1.25 level civilization world. It is called Space Blade. From the name, you can guess that the item to be evaluated this time is related to space. It's just that, since this item is not the highest level, the definition of space it covers is only the planet we live on, the Earth. It turns out to be a common item. We don't want to see common items. We want to see something more advanced. Yes, what's worth evaluating about this kind of thing that everyone has? Ignorance. The 1.25 level civilization world is higher than the civilization world where the weather control console was born. Even if it is a common item in that world, do you think it is ordinary? That's right. Just like in some countries everyone can own a gun. In their country, a gun may not be considered a good thing, but thousands of years ago, it was still a rare treasure. Host, I'm getting interested. Let's talk about what this thing is. What's the difference between it and the Space Hunter I play? The difference is huge. This black technology item called the Space Blade can take its user to any location on this planet instantly. So, it's named Space Blade. Chapter 75. Why don't polar bears eat penguins? The Space Blade in Pingfan's hand is a knife handle that is only half a foot long and has a futuristic sense of technology. The material used to make the knife handle is a new type of metal that was born in the future world through the collision and reaction of various magical elements. That's it. The handle is a small operating table for the space blade, similar to the operating table of the virtual reality experiencer. You can operate it through the macro screen installed on the handle and select the final coordinate location of the space channel. Then the blade will be displayed in the form of element that can resonate with the space. The blade will resonate and collide with the real space, and in a very short time, it will build a space bridge, open a space door, and synchronize with the final location you have determined. At that time, a space door will also open on the opposite side, thus realizing the magical phenomenon of instant teleportation. It's just a pity that the space blade needs dark matter to maintain it. In our era, there is no way to make the space blade a permanent cross-teleportation prop. However, the dark matter it contains is enough to support dozens or hundreds of global trips. Regarding this point, Pingfan can also start to study it in the future to see if he can find dark matter that can bless the space blade like absorbing palladium element. Of course, the possibility is relatively low. However, after the evaluation level is upgraded in the future, according to the system, it is possible to purchase a new space blade in the system mall. Instant teleport? Is it true? It sounds a bit too unbelievable. Yeah, can it really teleport? I take back what I just said. I will review this thing. Is the future world so scary? This kind of prop that can make people teleport has appeared, and everyone has one. Fuck, I want to go to the future to see. Host, can you come to my house to see me? I'm 1.68 meters tall and weigh 98. And I just cooked. I can give you my noodle. How about it? Ah, you little goblin upstairs. Don't be a bitch. Host, come to me. I'm 1.66 meters tall and weigh 110 kilograms. But my waist is as thin as that of a person who weighs more than 90 kilograms. Guess where the rest of my weight is? And, I won't give you my noodle. Can I eat your noodle? Cough cough. Your noodles? Fuck, the female driver is worthy of being a killer. No matter what time it is, she drives so fast. The 18 bends on the mountain road of Akin. A mountain can't stop you crazy female drivers. 2 female drivers. I don't believe what you said. Send me the photos first, and I'll see how they are the same. Ming Ming is fat. Who is Ming Ming? Why is he fat? Instant movement. I'm afraid no one will believe this kind of thing if I tell them. Sorry, it really exists at this moment. Yesterday, when Pingfan knew about the props to be reviewed today, he was so excited that he didn't sleep all night. A sudden turn of events. Pingfan looked at the various female drivers who kept emerging in the live broadcast room, and he was actually hungry. Well, he was just hungry. After the live broadcast, he would find a bowl of noodles to eat. You guys, you really only eat noodles, beef noodles. Haven't you always wanted to force the mermaid to come here to do business? No problem, I'll put on my deep sea walking equipment now, and then we'll go find it. Pingfan quickly put on his deep sea walking equipment. At this moment, the mermaid was working at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, helping the Institute of Geology and Biology collect some samples. Next, let's do the actual operation. First, locate the end coordinates of the space channel at the bottom of the Mariana Trench, then press the confirmation button on the handle, and start building the space bridge. The next moment, a burst of light emanated from the handle, overflowing with colorful light. Soon, all kinds of magical element gathered into a sharp space blade. Next, open the door. He raised the space blade and gently slashed it in front of him. The quiet space was cut open by a knife. Who dared to believe it? A space channel appeared in front of Pingfan. Everyone, if you enter the space channel later, I'm not sure that the recorder can still export the picture, but don't worry, it's only a matter of 1 or 2 seconds. After that, Pingfan mustered up his courage and stepped in. After he entered the space tunnel, the crack cut by the space blade healed little by little, as if it had never appeared. Hiss. When he walked out of the tunnel again, he was already at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The picture of the recorder was displayed in the live broadcast room. He did it. He did space teleportation. Fuck. Teleportation. It's really teleportation. The space tunnel is real. So in the future, humans can completely rely on this technology to travel between the planets. Terrible. I'm completely shocked. Come here. I see a lele. How come it seems to be digging stones under the water? Why do I remember the scene of the anchor working for some research institute when he reviewed the deep sea walking equipment last time? You are too much to squeeze our family's beast Lele. At this moment, Pingfan was floating in the ocean. The space crack behind him healed, and no drop of seawater could overflow. Everyone has seen Lele being forced to work. Next, I will carry out the next evaluation, which is to teleport people. After Pingfan explained, he waved to Lele, who was confused at the bottom of the sea. Yes, Lele was confused. It was working diligently, and suddenly a crack was torn in the sea not far away, and then the big guy came out from it. Fuck, refresh the world view. Not to mention that it is a newbie now. Even if it has the memory of 500 years later, it probably wouldn't dare to believe in something like a space crack. I hold the space blade, open the space door, and after successfully building the space bridge, I can take one person with me. Next, how about we locate the Arctic Ocean, the smallest, shallowest, and coldest ocean in the world. Soon, Pingfan completed the operation on the handle of the knife, and the elemental blade flashed again and reorganized. Cut it down with a knife. The seawater was split, and the door of the space channel appeared again. Come here, hold my hand tightly. After Pingfan grasped the palm, that was like a frog's foot and stretched out, he exerted force on his feet, and one person, and one mermaid squeezed into the space channel together. The scene changed. The whole world seemed to be silver white. As long as the eyes can see, it is snow white. This place is also called the only white ocean on Earth. Most of the surface of the Arctic Ocean is covered with sea ice. There is a crack in the sky, which is the space channel built by Pingfan. After the gap appeared, he and the mermaid jumped out together, standing steadily on a piece of sea ice. The biting cold wind blew with snow white frost. Here, the northernmost part of the Earth, the North Pole. Pingfan opened his arms and closed his eyes, wanting to embrace the cold wind. In such a short time, he went from his ocean home in the Garden straight to the Mariana Trench, which is 10,000 meters deep, and then in the blink of an eye, he crossed most of the Earth and came to the sparsely populated North Pole, the capital of frost and snow, a silvery world. Bad review. Fake. This is not the North Pole. Why are there no penguins in the North Pole? Oh, upstairs. My dear classmate, your question made me think of another proposition that has troubled mankind for half a lifetime. You said, polar bears. Why are they called polar bears? And, polar bears, why don't they eat penguins? My dear classmate. Maybe, the taste is different. That's right, but I think it may also be that penguins are used to living in the Antarctic and don't want to migrate to the Arctic. What do other friends think? Everyone, follow me to appreciate the scenery of the Arctic. Soon, we will go somewhere else. You decide the next stop. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.